welcome back to Dragonborn Industries, a Starfinder podcast. I'm Ian, the Dragonborn Bard, and I'll be your games master for this actual play campaign. And I'm joined by all of my lovely friends around the table. How are all of you doing?
Really good now.
Much better now.
Yeah. Oh god, this. Oh.
We're starting off on sweet stuff again then. We've gone from literally...
It's the perfect goo.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
So it is a slightly
Little
good.
as well.
It is a little do really good.
Jeez.
Okay, so actually on that, cookies, do you prefer them crispy or gooey?
Gooey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't sound convinced.
Tentative.
It's out on the wall. A bit of both, I think.
Prove it.
Crispy and gooey.
Who makes the best big cookie?
Big.
So obviously for Americans, like, cookies can be any form of biscuit. For us, the cookie is the big one with either chocolate in it or something like that.
Fucking, I gotta say it, Origin coffee. They put rock salt on it.
Oh, I had one of those the other day, but not from Origin. I had one from Bread and Butter in Truro. I had the peanut butter cookie, and it had rock salt on it, and I was like, this is
Fucking
the
hell.
fucking
Game
dog's
changer.
bollocks.
Sabsy intro.
Yeah,
as well.
I was actually going to say
That is
Sabsy
just
Falmouth.
Next fucking level.
But I'm with you there, rock salt on it, absolutely amazing. I like the Subway cookies.
I love the Subway. The Subway cookies are so good.
White chocolate macadamia.
Yep, that's the one, right there. And
Triple choc.
I think we've had this conversation before, possibly with you being from Milton Keynes in your youth.
Yeah. Go on.
A Millie's Cookie. It's a brand of cookie chains that's only really in the Midlands, and I might have had that conversation with Siobhan. I'm not too
Actually,
sure.
London as well. In that kind
We
of
don't go
area.
there.
I don't know, Milton Keynes just has roundabouts.
It does
Anything round,
Yeah.
cookies,
Yeah.
roundabouts.
And don't forget the Congo cows.
Yeah,
But they're not round.
There's an idea there, that's alright.
yeah. So I like.
Sorry.
But I think that Subway do the best soft cookie, and it's one of those ones where like it's so processed with sugar that the middle bit of it is basically just like molasses. It just it falls apart when you pull it. But, yeah, so I'm a big fan of that one there. And obviously, anything right now to distract me from the sheer amount of pollen destroying my brain right now. It's like snorting flowers at the moment. It's so horrendous. So throughout this entire episode, I am probably going to be sneezing and blowing my nose, and I apologise to the podcast listeners now that pick up the high frequencies of me going.
You mean you apologise?
Oh, okay. We're starting there, are we?
Yeah. It was in my brain. It had to come out.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. So yeah, we should probably jump into some of our announcements. So I'm going to jump to Steph, who's going to talk about...
Warrior Prince 3D. Richard, our wonderful sponsor from Warrior Prince 3D, is currently on an holiday because he hurted his arm. And so I'm on a holiday from creative ads as well. Because I feel like when he's back up to full blast, so will I. This is our hiatus. Richard and I are collectively taking a hiatus. But
It feels like something your boss doesn't turn up to work and you're like, I'm not doing shit all day.
if you turn up for 15 minutes legally, we can leave. But Richard is our wonderful sponsor. You can find him usually at www.warriorprince3d.etsy.com or on his Instagram at warriorprince3d, and that is where you can find his sympathy sale currently going on. Where he has a whole host of lovely, ready to go, some painted, some unpainted, printed, great stuff. You can get hold of him, say, "Oh mate, can I have this?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, give me money." And then, you know, the transaction happens.
It's like listening to Jack do an advert.
It's the plaid. I'm channeling Jack today.
You are on the plaid side of the table,
Yeah.
and once those two are not wearing plaid.
Yeah, I've become the hallmark gay. But what you can do is go over to his Ko-fi at Warrior Prince 3D, buy him a coffee, show him you love him, help him out in these trying times, and as soon as he's back up to full pelts, so will I. I should do the ad as you next week.
Oh God. I don't see a mirror of myself.
Tough.
It'd be like a love
Steph said no, he didn't consent.
Tough shit.
be like a love death robot like reenactment.
Oh,
God, I love that show so
it's
much.
so good.
What the fuck? Did you see the fucking the last season?
I would
No.
say
Seen the first
I
two.
think
Okay,
the
What
last
episode did you not enjoy?
most of them. No, I'm not going to lie. Last season, really weak season.
Oh, this new one.
The season 4, really weak.
Okay, I haven't seen.
I haven't watched this
No.
latest one.
What is with the chili peppers?
I know, that really pissed me off.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Carry on, please.
Golgotha could have gone on for like another 10, 20 minutes. It just was
Did they
like,
not get
here's a
through?
cool concept. Now forget it.
Love,
That's
Death,
what
and
most-
Robots is the brief, and it had none of that. I just don't get.
No love, no death, no robots.
It had
Screwed.
2 cat episodes though, and both cat episodes were good episodes.
Is that with the same 3 bots, the baby monitor, the Xbox?
No.
I
These
love
are
that
2
episode, it's so
other
good.
cat episodes, though one does feel a bit like the 3 robots.
Because they came up again in another series, didn't they?
Yeah,
Like
they did.
three
They
or
had series
something.
2.
Oh, okay, because I remember seeing series 2, but I don't remember seeing a second episode. But who knows? I forget a lot of things. But yeah, I loved that baby monitor robot to the point where I designed a whole character off that, that little guy. Thank you, Steph. Thank you to Warrior Prince 3D. Also, go check out Roll and Play Press on rollandplaypress.com. Use our affiliate code Dragonborn10 to get 10% off your orders on things like these amazing toolkits. One of which has just been added to our 1K subscriber giveaway that you can win if you enter that over on YouTube. Otherwise, if you don't win that, head on over to that website, use that code, get 10% off your book, and it lets them know you've come from us. I'm going to throw over to James to talk about Twitch.
So if you're looking to support the channel, if you're watching on Twitch and have got Amazon Prime, you can use your free monthly Twitch Prime subscription. It costs you nothing extra. It just helps us grow as a channel. You've got to still do it through the website, and you get things like custom emotes, ad-free viewing, little things like that. And while you're doing it, you can pop over to YouTube, become a channel member. You get loyalty badges, exclusive emojis, some extra content from us as well.
Yep.
And it's just a way of showing your support and being part of our community and joining our Discord also as well.
Yes, perfect for that, because at the moment it seems to be bots that are joining that I keep picking out. It's weird that we're a magnet for them to be like, oh, I'm really struggling at the moment. Hey, want to commission some art? It's a weird thing that keeps happening. Yeah, but I'm like, it's weird.
It's been going on a couple of servers.
Yeah.
Thankfully, mine seem to have avoided it.
Yeah, we are moderating it and we are on it, so just, if you're in there and that happens, let us know. Otherwise, yes, thank you very much, James. Everyone, please go check out all of those platforms and everything that you can do on there. I'm going to throw it to Jack, who's going to talk about merchandise.
So, if you would like to spend a little bit more money, but also get something in return physical in your hands, then you can go to DragonbornIndustries.com to get yourself either t-shirts or mugs. As Steph is quite just
We're so bad, like none of us are wearing anything, we're using anything.
go to DragonbornIndustries.com to get some merch if you're so inclined. It helps support us and lets us know that you enjoy our content as well, and also kind of puts our name out there as well. You could be wearing that t-shirt around the streets and people see you and they come over the stream and go, nope. None of that, please.
I mean, fair.
Wait, mate, what does 2 in the morning mean?
Mummy,
Well-
what does 3 at night mean?
We didn't put that on the t-shirt for a reason.
Yeah. But no, thank you very much. Please go check out the merchandise site. Also, if you're listening on podcast, why not hit review? Give us a review on the podcasts on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is that you're listening to us, as it helps us out, helps spread the name and get us hitting the algorithms a bit more. And also, I believe the Crit Awards is still in its voting until the 30th of this month.
30th of this month, yeah.
So please go and vote for Steph for Best Player Paizo and Joe Treff for Best GM Paizo, as they are both amazing people within the Starfinder community, and we would very much like to see, obviously, Steph do amazingly well in that, but also our siblings with Alberon RPG. Otherwise, I think that is everything this week for announcements, which means that we are going to jump into tonight's episode of Dragonborn Industries.
Big giants.
I wish if that was a few seconds later. Just starting the sentence right there. That would have been amazing. But you'll never know. Having found their way inside the root works of Keydell Tower with the help of a reprogrammed security robot, Orion's Hope begins to try and work out how and where they will get their way to the top of this structure. However, they don't have to take too many steps before they find the mutilated bodies of a team of Strix engineers. Luckily, one is still alive but recoils at the sight of Kaz, a wingless Strix, the same kind who set upon this team when they were investigating a contagion in the tower's water supply. The crew managed to convince this heavily wounded man that they are here to help, and he asks them to get him home. Krieger guides them through some of the Undercity to an old aviary that they know will connect to the city while still not being used by the general populace anymore. The crew get the room working and manage to make it up to Keydell City proper. But the crew have to act fast in order to remain undetected, as many Strix who inhabit this ring already appear to be paranoid, and seeing outsiders doesn't help the situation. They make their way to Artisan Plaza in a section of the city called Midspire, Krieger in and out of consciousness, where they finally find the Succulent Root, and a female Strix in gardening attire who recognizes this limp, unconscious body and calls out to the crew, saying his name. And that is where we are jumping into today's session, as this female Strix with this pale grey, blue tones, soft rounded eyes that do look tired, like she hasn't slept properly maybe in a day or two, has her hair tousled and loosely tossed back over her head, and it falls over her left shoulder. She wears a simple leather apron, and you can see like gardening and pruning equipment poking out of a large central pocket. And you can hear a call from behind you as someone a street or two away shouts, "Outsiders!" And she notices the commotion around you as this echoes across the plaza. She calls across to another Strix who stands outside another shop called the Hopping Pot. Cover for me. And the other Strix gives a short, sharp nod. Quickly, inside. And she darts inside the Succulent Root. What would you like to do?
Yeah.
Follow the lady.
Get inside the Succulent Root.
It's not even that
you
root.
were
So
inside that
enthusiastic.
Succulent Root. Slip on into the Succulent Root.
Oh, God. You knew what you were doing.
Slip in or slip on.
Well, depends on your preference.
Kaz will never tell.
So, the Succulent Root is a simple stone building, squarish in nature. There is a large window counter that stretches across the facade with baskets of vegetables and roots that can be purchased. There's a simple door to the right that remains open during the day. The hand-painted sign above the door reads the Succulent Root, and written on a secondary plaque by the door the words "Fine Vegetables and Hydroponic Repairs." You all dart inside the main shop, and this main room is like a square room with another array of hooks on the inside of that window, all holding secondary baskets of vegetables and ingredients. There is a small prepping and selling counter on the opposite wall to the left, and then shelves all around the room have been crafted either from the natural stone or modified with metals and alloys to form storage for leafy vegetables and other plant life that could be sold as ingredients that maybe don't fit the hanging baskets of the windows or the countertops. Towards the back wall, around a small corner on the right, is a metal door, just in the stone basically, so it's obviously been built into the wall. And over on the left side, in that corner, is a secondary door. And you imagine these single doors probably lead to either the upstairs or the downstairs, because it doesn't seem like this building has a large footprint. As you all dart inside, you start... I mean, everybody give me a perception check. .24 from Kaz.
18.
18. 19.
26.
24.
Okay, all amazing checks. So, you guys come running in, and XP, this large security robot, is holding this in and out of consciousness, Strix, heavily bloodied being, and they kind of scoop in through the door behind you. Quick, away from the windows, away from the doors. And you guys like spread across the room and put yourselves like next to maybe like some of the shelves, or just basically out of main line of sight. And you watch as a couple of Strixian security patrols, like 4 members maybe, arrive in the plaza, and you see the person outside the hopping pot that this Strix that led you in here called out to, you see her going, they went that way, pointing them past the plaza. And you watch as they, right, and then they keep moving on past it. And a few moments later, everything starts calming down. And she moves over to where this security robot is, and she's just looking at this other Strix. Krieger, what happened to you? Krieger! And she looks around to you all. Oh, what happened?
I believe he was attacked further down below in the... What was it called?
The Rootworks.
The Rootworks. Not entirely sure by exactly who, but I feel like there's some issues going around.
And you see, he's sort of in and out of consciousness, and he's Hazelin, they're friends. And she's like, okay, can you? And she looks up to the security robot and looks to you all and is like,
he's ours now.
Right, upstairs, there's a bed. Lay him in that. We will deal with his wounds, I guess. Yes, I will take him upstairs. Looks around.
Yes, gently.
Where is upstairs? This way, and she leads to around the corner where the door that's just in the right corner of it is like a little nook, and it's just in on the right. She presses a button and the door slides open, and XP has to properly stoop. I mean, the Strix aren't a small race; they're still 6 foot, but he has to properly stoop under the door, and then takes the Strix upstairs, and she goes to follow. And you guys are left for a moment in this shop.
Is she going upstairs?
She follows them up, but doesn't seem to mind that you're there, and the door stays open.
Okay.
This feels so Marvin, Paranoid Android. Massive kill machine, go put thing to bed.
I might follow them upstairs.
Yeah.
Just sort of help get Krieger onto a bed or wherever he's being put, and just ask Azalin if there's anything I can do to help.
Okay, so you follow them upstairs, and again, she's got these big bright wings. There's a security room, but there's not a lot of room on the stairs, so you have to give them a bit of space. So by the time you actually make it into this room, you turn left and you see that they are already laying him in the bed, and she's starting to look him over at all these wounds. She sees his arm and she's gasps at it. The room itself is a modest and small bedchamber with some small amenities for cooking and washing. There's no door, just an open stairway, no windows. And it's carved from the natural stone of this place. This was probably at some point a stalagmite of some kind, and it's been carved into a building within inside this other tower structure. The bed is over by what would be the front wall and is very modest. There is a small cooking area opposite the top of the stairs when you come in, and a small table for eating and socializing, which could only realistically have 2 people on it. It's like a little round table. Altogether, this is a very modest space decorated with houseplants and small hydroponic growing chambers for plants that are very well maintained. Although made of differing parts, all these hydroponic stations are clearly recycled from other objects, but done expertly. The person who put these together is clearly a master of their craft in what they have done here. It's who are you? I mean...
It's a bit of a long story. I would love to explain it, but I'm not sure we've got a lot of time.
No, probably not. The city's on kind of a high alert for any outsiders coming in.
Yeah, we are outsiders. I'm sure that's pretty obvious.
And she looks around. Yeah.
Thank you for covering us. We didn't ask you to do that, and yet you did it anyway.
Something just seemed... and she looks down to this heavily wounded man. I don't think anybody who meant harm would be carrying him in such a way.
Indeed.
So are you... Are you the reason for this contagion? Are you... what's
absolutely not, no.
happening?
Well, there's reports of this contagion going around, and your husband Krieger was there to test it and sample it and see if it's still there. And as far as we can tell, fortunately, I think another Strix was involved in attacking these engineers, your husband included. I have my inclinations as to who it might be, but that's not confirmed yet.
What about the rest of the team that went down?
If you're talking about the engineers, I'm afraid they're dead. There was not a lot left. Your husband was lucky to be alive.
Yeah. Thank you, I guess. I don't really know what to say, but... And she looks to you and then looks around at the other people that are not Strix and then kind of back at you. And I mean, I don't understand why, who, any of that, but we've been told to keep an eye out for outsiders trying to infiltrate Keydell. And a few days ago, word came through that, trying to get this right. The Sun Council had placed a safeguarding, I guess, contagion within the waters or within the water supplies that could be activated as a failsafe to target those with cybernetics. It was something that nobody knew about, and apparently the council have been arrested and taken into holding to find out who is to blame for it. Since then, we've been told that they've been influenced by outsiders to... Well, not influenced by outsiders, to keep an eye out for outsiders who might be coming in to extract the council or to attack Keydell in some kind of way. It's been a mix of different news and information, but Krieger and the rest were sent down as part of a team to investigate this possible contagion and the situation, and it's been 2 days and we were getting worried.
So the Sun Council placed this contagion themselves, and they're being held by who now? Because as far as Keydell's concerned, no one's above the council.
No, but another scientist called the Architect has discovered it in their works and placed the council under arrest and is now trying to root out the corruption within Keydell, apparently.
Good rules for a coup.
Good to know, thank you.
You kind of see Pez turn away from the hydroponics. He's just got fruit around his mouth, almost like a kid. Almost like a child who's had too many strawberries.
I love that. So because you wouldn't even have noticed.
Yeah. He's literally just facing away, turns around, he's got red across the sort of yellow of his skin. He's like, do many Strix have augmentations? Is it quite a common thing that it would affect quite a lot of the population?
Most of us, yeah. It's kind of part of the lifestyle here is, and she looks to you, and you can see, and everybody give me, this is a perception check, but you don't need to, Kaz, but for everybody else, I just want to see how readily you've noticed. It's quite a low DC, we'll start over here.
14.
Yep.
23.
Yep.
20, how much?
21.
Cool. I think all of you would notice that most of the Strix have very different legs to Kaz. Most of them have this same thing that Reese has with this backwards knee that comes down after the first one, very avian in nature. Kaz, Feleno, Rag, none of them had that. They had very much humanoid legs. And the body of Kaz had those same Strixian legs, that extra joint in there. And she kind of looks to you and is like, I mean, as you can see, like, this gentleman here, sorry, I'm Aslin. His legs are cybernetic, and you can see there's like little bits like around her eye, or for her it would be there would be like an audio one just here, and there's like little bits on their like hands and stuff. And you probably notice that even the kids have some kind of cybernetics. It's really common for Strix, and you've probably seen how easily Kaz just will adapt his body. I mean, the dermal plating's one thing. He's just like, whoosh, whoosh. It's pretty.
Take my heart out.
And it's so, and she says like it's kind of part of who we are. It's a natural thing for us to want to tinker with ourselves and with our bodies, but also some people only like a few. And you can see Krieger's got them like on his hands and stuff. And yeah, it's a lot of us. If this specifically targets cybernetics, that'll be devastating for the population, which is why I think it was supposed to be a fail-safe and why people are so worried. And then you think back to the habitation ring in the Vale, this area of water, and there's supposed to be a waterfall falling from the southern paddies. It wasn't there. Like, the water that leads up to them must have been turned off.
Seems like a pretty extreme fail-safe. I'm going to take my my pocket square out and hand it to Pez to clean himself up.
Just like smudges it against his face, pulls it off. It's like the
Rorschach test.
No. What's the rag called? That's got like people say it's like the Shroud of Turin. It's just there's his face printed. Thank you.
No, you can keep that.
Tucks it in like his little greased pocket.
Another one. Delightful. Stripe.
You play bowling?
Yeah. Bowling for goblins.
But the whole city is now worried. Without the constant supply of water, which was turned off to make sure that we were safe in the time being and that it didn't spread any further, the farmers are worried about their crops, about their livestock. The shops are struggling to process water. Everyone is becoming more and more fearful by the day. And she looks down and like holds. She goes to hold Krieger's hand, but then realizes that that's the arm that is like pretty messed up. Goes to like hold his chest. Nobody knows what's going on, and everyone's frightened.
I'm concerned that the contagion even exists.
I was going to ask what exactly this failsafe is supposed to do.
We don't know, but that's the only news that came down. That's why Krieger and the team were sent down to investigate it, to see if it was real.
Oh.
You look like you have no idea.
It sounds like a genocide.
But yes, that's what everyone's worried about. Why would the council have this failsafe?
Why would they? Well, we don't think it's the council, do we? Really?
I don't think so.
Has anyone tried it?
Contagion.
So just to
Drinking
clarify,
water.
so your husband and his team were sent down by whom to check the water?
The maintenance, I guess it'd be like a bureaucrat, put together the team of hydroponics and water experts to go down. It's usually the Rootworks is an automated system, but it does need maintaining. So they were put together to investigate this situation and to also turn off the water supply. We thought that had happened because the veil had stopped falling, but
Can I ask, have there been any other engineering teams that have gone down?
no, we were actually, as a community, trying to get people together to go down and look for Krieger and the crew in another day if they hadn't come back.
So, as far as you're aware, no one's been able to gather any samples of water and test it?
No, not from the Rootworks. We didn't know it. Like, Krieger thought that if it was going to be there, it would be in a separate container released into the water to then circulate rather than being constantly in it, and that's what his thoughts were. But I mean, and she like looks at him. He would be able to tell you more, but he's not looking so good.
What is supposed to then happen to the council? Should the architect find whatever he's looking for?
I don't know. This has never been heard of. If it is the whole council, if it's one member of the council, if it's a failsafe by somebody older or somebody who was on the council beforehand, we don't know. But all we know is the council were arrested on suspicion of genocide or attempted genocide, and that this the message was that this shouldn't even be a failsafe in place, that this should just be... Why would they need it?
It's a bit suspicious.
Exactly.
Right, crew, who's got Ida's chemilizer?
I didn't take it.
I think I might have taken it.
I think you got it. Because I feel that we need to go down to the root of the problem.
They've got hydroponics, haven't they?
Yes. Give me an engineering check.
Just thinking, it runs on water. It potentially not. The plants might not clear it out.
But if we go down, I mean,
yeah.
it sounds, if something's being turned off, it sounds like maybe there was a, and then a, to make it seem
28.
as though it's a...
28. Okay, so you can see that like the hydroponics probably haven't seen water in about a day and a half.
Okay.
As you can tell that like these like humid, well, some of them are really humid, some of them are just like watered. It's like they've all got these little microclimates in them, and you can tell that the water has been turned off. And there's like little readings on the front that say water supply 0. And you probably noticed that near the corner of the room there are like pails, like little pails of water that are being like sparingly used. Yeah, you get the sense that the mains has probably been turned off.
Could we try some of your water to see if that's actually fact-based? If you guys have, I can replace it with some of my... Just pulls
we've
out a
been
little pouch.
having to use the water we've got, and absolutely fine. I know that before the team went down, they did test the waters, and it was clear, but that was why they thought it might be contained in a vessel down there.
Contained in the vessel.
Yeah, and it might also be a cover-up for something else down there if they didn't want people going and having a route around.
Like, let's... And she like starts covering Krieger's chest up. Let's let him rest. Let's go downstairs and carry this conversation on. And you can take like a sample of the water with you.
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah, she moves the crew down into the main area of the shop.
This is a bit of a long shot, just side question. Do you know of the Umbra family?
Umbra's a bastard.
Quiet.
Every code in the
In the Strixien book, if I ever seen those umbers again, let me tell you.
Why do you ask?
I owe this shop 3,000 credits.
Just wondering, just...
Remember they had this kid, right skinny little shit, couldn't fly or nothing.
Right, wrong.
Wrong.
I think the name rings a bell, but I'm not sure why. Sorry.
That's fine.
Do you think they're involved?
Not directly, but I don't know to what extent they might be involved, but yeah. Just a name that's been hanging around for a while.
It's been following you, has it, Kaz?
It sure has.
Is it something I should keep an eye out for, or...?
No, I can't imagine you'll come across the Umbra family in any way.
Okay.
Sounds really ominous when you say it like that, Cass.
I don't know, what's it mean?
It makes them sound like the mafia. The spafia.
This is the Umbra family.
Hey, you'll come to me on the day of my Strixien wedding.
Asking for a glass of water.
That's offensive to my people.
I'm playing my cards. It's been nearly 2 years of the stream. I'm playing the cards.
Times you're gonna go...
I don't suppose you know of anyone who's recently been executed.
And like her eyes widen. No?
We came in via the tower and we found a few individuals who'd been dropped without their wings.
That's horrific.
Tell me about
Just
it.
wondering if you knew anything about it.
No.
Surprise.
And like she like is like okay. That's pretty dark.
Here's my therapist.
It's TJ Squeakerson.
Dr. Squeaker, not me.
TJ adds to his list to do as a captain mandatory how to talk to people workshop.
No, I don't know anything about any execution. It's not.
Or any reason it could have happened.
No, it's not a thing that happens here.
Not public knowledge.
No.
Same goes for a lot of things.
We might have to take a trip back downstairs.
Well, if you need to rest here. It's wait for things to calm down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let it settle.
And she like goes and closes the door, like types on a little pad, and then like a little digital note that just says "back in 5 minutes" comes up on the door, and she goes back across the room to the secondary door that's on the left behind the counter, hits the open button, and there's a place downstairs you can rest or recuperate. Come.
Oh, thank you.
And she moves down out of sight.
Yeah.
Follow now.
Follow her. She kidnaps us all.
This is my plan all along.
She's the architect.
Shit.
Surprise.
It's Dr. Graham again.
The architect's
see
in the
your
level
gas.
above, isn't he?
Sorry, say that again.
The architect's in the labs above.
We're currently in the mid spot, which is the habitation. Next one's up farming, and then it's the Aegis military bit, and then the labs up above that.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get 3 up.
Yeah, we've got a little ways to go.
And you know that like it's not just 3, it's like those are just the
Yeah.
rings. There are like multiple layers within those
Sections.
rings as well. This is an entire city in a tower. And like the city itself is nearly a mile and a half wide. It's massive. Like the footprint of the tower is absolutely huge. You just head down these simple but steep steps that most of you of a medium creature's height have to stoop down in. And you move into a room that is the coldest in this building so far. Not uncomfortable, but cool and a little damp, which in any other climate would be unwanted, but here, it's a nice thing to find. The room has a slightly more diagonal shape and more cavern-like than the surface levels and rooms. Maybe because they have to avoid power lines or pipes or other structural anomalies in the ground, gives this room a unique and more jagged shape. A simple pipe in the corner by the stairs leads up to the next floor and above, but additional small pipes have been added to this mains water line that then goes around a load of different hydroponic stations around this workshop. Clearly added in after the original building was constructed. A few boxes and small crates carry ores and metals along with tubings in parts of various machines and sizes of different sizes that have clearly been used here, along with some waterproof sheets and tools for someone mechanically minded that might work at fixing things like hydroponics. It's not much, but it is at least a place out of view. I imagine being seen as something that you don't want. The XP is like at the back of the stairs. I'll just wait upstairs then. Just like
Thanks, Pop Tipping.
goes back up to like the main shop area. Rest here for as long as you need.
About 8 hours should do it. Damn it.
There are a few others who have been umming and ahhing about what's going on. I'm going to see if I can chat to them and see if they've heard anything else or if they think anything else.
I don't suppose there is anything like a resistance or anything like that.
Hello.
I mean, there's no regime to resist against that I think anybody knew of, or if there is one, I don't know of it. But there are people this morning, last night, that were getting antsy or were getting a bit riled up about the situation. When Krieger and the rest of the team went, they thought it would be at most a few hours, and obviously it's been 2.5 days. So people have been getting a bit worrisome, but also the fact that the water's now off, people are panicking. Obviously that is everything to us here. We need it to survive. And as a business, as people, there are a lot of people in this tower that are going to start struggling very soon.
Do you have an alternative source of water?
We have what we had collected. We have the veil, but obviously this is all connected to one source of water. The moisture farms in the root works, and while it's turned off, we only have access to what we have. We are trying as society to be mindful of how much we're taking from the veil or how much we are using, but when panic sets in, I fear that people will start trying to take more than their fair share, and that infighting might begin. Trill over at the hopping pot, she deals with aquatic animals a lot, but without water and fresh water, she's worried about how long those creatures will survive. And the farms, we have families on the paddies or on the arable lands. Without waters, the crops will die. And people, it's been 2 days and people already, tension is building.
That's a pressure pot you don't want to explode.
No. But we don't know why.
Are we looking for potentially a more covered way of getting up?
I know we're trying to get up.
And sorting water.
I am thinking we might need to go down to get some answers. And if not, just to sort of help these people first. I have a feeling there might be clues as to what we can expect at high levels, at lower ones. I know it might feel like we're going back on ourselves a little, but you know I'm all about voting and democracy on this crew. Personally, I'm not comfortable leaving these people in this situation when we know that there's something that we can do about it. We have a chemalizer. We have the technology.
And I'm going to say that, like, at this point, you've probably tested the water in that bucket, and I will just let you know that you can take 20 on that, which gives you a total
I was going to
of...
say, do you actually want the chemalizer? Could just give it to you.
I mean, who's using it? Because I will let you, in this point, have taken 20 to...
You probably get more use.
Yeah.
So.
What was it?
I think it's a +4.
Is it engineering or is it?
Mysticism, engineering, and something else. Let me find it.
Better for you to roll and take 20.
Yeah.
Well, take 20 means that you get the 20, and then you get to add your modifier. It just means that should it be like a computer check or something?
That's fine.
It means that like it implies that you would have failed up until that point.
That's cool.
So with the chemalizer,
Engineering, mysticism, or physical.
Yeah, I'll use it with engineering, which is +20, so that's 40.
Yeah.
Maths.
So the water seems clear. It's a little stale, but it's clear. Of any contagions. You can tell it's recycled, but it's heavily filtered and has been through several.
No traces.
But no traces of anything chemical, anything biological, other than the standard things that you would find that's the start of like algae growth or anything like that. But without direct sunlight, that's not going to happen, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But it's clear right now.
Okay. Are we having a rest then going on as a group?
Well, as you're having this conversation, XP, you hear him like coming back down the stairs.
Use his given name.
Say his name.
Say his name, Ian.
It appears we've got a situation outside.
Oh dear.
What kind of situation are you talking about? Can you summarise?
It appears security forces are inbound.
Ooh.
Inbound on this location.
Possibly.
Should we?
Property P, you really need to do better than that.
I'm sorry, I've recently been reprogrammed. And then just turns around and like walks back up the stairs.
Flicks his hair and walks away.
Ping. As a security robot, could you give them the illusion that we've gone elsewhere, that you have seen us elsewhere? You are a security robot, they would probably believe.
I can do that. But you should probably see the situation for yourselves.
Yes. Okay. Should we creep up and have a little look?
So as you make your way
Don't look at once, don't make it obvious.
as you make your way to the top of the stairs during this conversation and ask your property ping if they can go outside, you hear people calling. You hear like, move aside, security forces coming through, stand back, return to your businesses and homes.
Okay.
For those of you who can see out of the window or maybe like through the store as you start to come up, you see two Strix in armour. One with silver tinted wings with a few augmentations to the joints. They stand about 6 foot tall and is programming some spherical object in their hands, while the other, a broader, more heavy set figure, lands next to them who's shouting out these orders. We need to do a quick sweep of the area looking for outsiders. Remain calm and stay put. We'll be done in just a moment. The male holding the device gently throws it into the air, and you watch him tap on a data pad and control it into a shop on the other side of the plaza, the hopping pot. Here, you watch the device float into the middle of the room, and you see like red beams of light begin to scan.
Oh shit.
Well, I think we should get XP out there to say that you're protecting.
What are you doing?
Oh.
If they'll believe XP.
I mean, I think it's a good
For a
shot.
penny and for a pound.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not quite likely that security droid will be up here.
I was
Yeah.
buying vegetables.
But yeah, I think we should have XP say that he's protecting Krieger because he was dropped off by the outsiders, and this is a very
Yes, no, it's not.
hostile situation,
Then it's not
and they could
entirely
come back at any point.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we're going to go down, shall we tell XP to say that we've gone up?
Yes.
That's believable for
Yeah.
what they expect.
Oh yeah, maybe get them a little bit antsy, being like, oh, they're heading for the farms. They're gonna pull up all the plants.
So you see, as this is happening, that scan finishes in that room, and you
Not the
watch
radishes.
as you see them saying something to this other Strix who kind of had shouted earlier they've gone that way, and he points to the door at the back of their shop, and she goes across and hits a button, and he steps forward, and then you see that little drone fly into there, and a couple of seconds later you see like a red light from the inside of that room. Continue.
XP, I would like you to go out there and you're going to tell this exact story. You're protecting this residence because Krieger, Tog, was dropped off by the outsiders, and that you've already conducted a search of this home, and you have found no outsiders here.
They mentioned going up.
They mentioned going up, like Sylph says.
No, don't say like Sylph says. Can we like relay the message like a
You're smarter
recording?
than this.
Am I?
I just saw Ian smile as soon as he said Sylph says. I was
I
like,
think we need.
That'd be really good.
yeah, I just
Still says that they've gone up.
I just saw you smile and she said it. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Okay, so XP is like, understood, and starts making their way towards the door. You can see that the person operating the drone is inside the other building, but the other one has remained outside in the plaza. And XP, as XP goes to the door, what do you all do?
We should get ready to run.
I'm going to get my weapon out, make it and stand sort of just like literally by the wall, in between like a window and the door.
Yeah, there's there is literally like a 5 foot gap between the door and the window.
Literally, I'm just like poised and ready if they're going to enter here and just be ready for action.
Yeah. Let's go to this side of the table. What are you going to do?
As probably the most visually stand-out creature in our party, I'm going to make Roos invisible, so that there is as least amount of visual flare.
You cast invisibility.
Cast invisibility on Roos.
You go invisible.
That is, I believe, 10 minutes. 1 minute per level, so
Yeah, that's fine.
you got 2 minutes of invisibility.
And other than casting the spell, are you doing anything else? Treat it like a round.
I will probably hold. I'm going to hold Ghost Sound as a spell. If they start getting close, I'm going to throw a sound of like.
So again,
Running-
treat it as a round. You don't cast
Yeah,
2 spells in a round.
That's true.
So you've cast invisibility. Are you moving anywhere?
Hide. Hide behind a window.
Okay, so there is the one window that's the base, and you can like get in behind the baskets and like pretty much go prone. And it's essentially like a 3-4 foot open, like it's like a big shop window, but it's like missing the actual glass, so that like you could sell or pick things through.
okay.
But you could be like on the floor this side of it.
Yeah, I'll stay prone, hiding behind some plant pots.
Yeah. fine. Pez?
I'm just going to kind of like shuffle onto Bear's back, just kind of below. I'm guessing they've got like a sort of middle counter.
There is a selling counter. It's actually right next to the door that you've come out of. So you can like scoot behind that
I'm
one.
kind of just like holding on to almost like the back panels, just kind of trying to go like flat, so we're kind of down, under, hidden.
So hiding
Can I just
ready.
do one more thing? As my secondary form, place the jammer charge just above the door.
Okay. Sweet.
Wait.
Invisible. Just standing in the room.
How high is the ceiling? Is it?
So it's about 9 foot.
If there's anywhere I can sort of like fly up to and just perch, like a gargoyle, just just like over watching.
So there are these like shelves that are like built into the walls and stuff, and some of them like jut out a little bit. So you can probably like get up to a corner and like goth Spider-Man hide and like Noel Fielding in the IT crowd like. So you can probably do that.
Somebody walks in. Look at this asshole.
And TJ.
I would like to get ready to try and use a reasonable excuse pre-initiative if it looks like we've been rumbled.
Okay, just but moving anywhere, doing anything.
I will just I think I'm gonna put myself like, I don't know, flush to the door frame, so I'm just like tucked in the corner, so still be able to keep an eye on what's going on, but kind of, if Jack's the door, like that.
Okay, so there isn't actually much room.
Okay.
There's either a door one side of him, or lying on the floor behind the window is Sylph, so there's no room there. Let me give you a visual representation.
You could get in a plant pot. I could get in a plant pot. Is there a plant pot big enough for a Hostoki?
I mean, there is.
Then I'm
there's
getting in it.
ornamental big, like...
I'm getting
like
in
that.
the plant pots.
Ian, if it's a round, can I attune?
No, because it's not technically initiative. You are not in imminent danger or
Should we get the
anything.
tampons on? It's fine then, it's not even count, it's fine.
They're free spirits.
They are indeed.
Maybe I'll have a pistol aimed at the door. Just mention.
Grab. Just to bring it up a little bit further for the camera.
Do you want to take a purple mushroom, Bruce? Before we start initiative.
So, essentially, as Poppy Ping is about to make his way out of the door, Kaz is by the door frame. There is this corner here, actually, TJ. You could be on the other side.
Yeah.
Just there.
Shut me
Sylph
there.
would be lying down just here. Pez and Bearer prone behind here. And Roos is like pretty much up in a corner. Like so. So when I say like there are these like hanging basket kind of things, they're more like planters that have like this produce all laid out neatly in them. So you can like get behind them, Sylph, but you can see they are just like filled. They're like, shop, like at the front of a grocery store. It's basically what this is. As XP96 opens the door, it to one side, and steps out into the plaza. You see this security official, the more heavy-set one, like turns. I have conducted my search of this building. The outsiders have dropped off an injured mechanic and moved their way, apparently up out of the plaza and up this tower. Could you make me a deception check, please? Or bluff check for XP?
Oh god.
It's not good.
Would they know that I was going to say, would they know he lies kind of like, what's the Ricky Gervais film? Where it's like, oh, I've just won the jackpot on this machine. Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? This is a Strixien security robot. This is designed to be part of their patrols. It's part of their security forces. I will give it a +2.
Cool, because that's all you get.
Come on.
Oh!
17.
Okay. This guy's going to do a sense motive.
Cool. +19.
I'll tell you now, it's not one of their skills.
Book for that. Ooh, it's an 8, is it?
It's an 8.
Oh.
Very well, droid. We still have to conduct a scan of this area, though. But they have moved on.
Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it.
Very cool, very cool.
And it actually just stands there, like in front of the door. And you watch as, you've probably not seen it as you're moving across, but there is the drone of the surveillance operator comes out of a floor hatch in the opposite building. He grabs it, the red lights go off, and he walks outside, notices the XP droid, and then looks to the other soldier. It's like, apparently the security forces are already here. Move on to the next building, and they move down to... They are opposite you, by the way, and you were in like a circular plaza, and they move down to a square-looking building.
I love the Wild West soundtrack.
It's just part of my playlist. Can't attest to anything else. They move down to the Dough House, which you can't actually see the name of it.
Is it a bakery brothel? Please say
It
it's
is
a
a
bakery
bakery.
brothel.
It's like another squarish shaped building with the front right corner is inverted. You can't see the door from where you are, but there is a front wall that has a large glass window that has fresh baked goods placed in there, so like loaves of bread in different sizes and stuff like that. You watch as the main official stays sort of in the centre and the next one moves down. They knock on the door, it opens, and they move in, and you watch as this ball goes into the other room, and you watch those like red lights starting to scan and stuff. I don't know what to do now. You hear like whispered from a robot to the door behind you.
His head just spins on an axis.
Just stay there. Keep looking like you're doing a great job. Just stay there.
Okay. And do you guys do anything else in this time?
Do we wait until it goes to clear? Yeah.
Head down to Winchester.
Wait for
Wait,
it
it's
to
all blow over.
Yeah.
So nothing happening in the meantime. So it takes about 30 seconds for them to conduct their sweep of this building, and then they move again to the next building over. This one is a... It's almost like a trapezoid-shaped building. It has this straight edge down one side, but then a small flat shop front, and then the next wall kind of comes at an angle and attaches to the road that you originally ran up, whereas the window to the store is all along that angled wall, and then the door is on the small, essentially head of the trapezoid, essentially. It is Vela's Cradle is the name of the shop. And again, you see this person go inside it, and you start to see like these red lights going up and down. Those of you that can see out the window, you can see there's the Southern Road, then there's another shop, there's two more shops until what would be the Succulent Root, and then that's like the final one on this circle of a small food plaza. Anything happening in this sort of 30 seconds?
I'm just chewing on my ear. I've kind of got it like in my mouth.
Just wait.
Gonna
Weapon poised.
and a move action. I'm lying down still, but it's using a move action to extend spell.
Yeah, that's fine. How long are you extending that one for?
It's twice.
Cool.
It's extended.
Again, that comes out, it's like, clear, sir. Check the next building. Goes into the lake. And again, you watch as those red lights start to go up and down. Anything happening in this?
Is it for like they're going to search?
Does it feel like they're going to come in anyway?
Give me a sense motive check.
I do that as well.
Yep. I'd say Pez you can't because you can't see them from where you are.
I've got crap anyway. 2.
23.
15.
I think what you get is a regimented sense of checking something. So although XP has told them something, it might come down to when they get to the actual door. and whether or not they're going to be like, okay, yeah, the droid has checked it, that's absolutely fine and it's clear, or if they're going to be like, no, we want to be safe. You're not sure. You can tell that whatever XP said, they seem to believe it.
Should we try and get out of view?
Can we get him to see us moving in the opposite part of the...
If you need to hide, use anywhere in here. Like upstairs, downstairs, I don't mind.
I think downstairs. Yeah.
Ooh.
Has Pez seen the orb?
Briefly, when you first came upstairs.
Could I do my where I use the infosphere to see if I can place what the technology is? So I think it's like I can use like a recall knowledge on
Yep.
the computer engineering to fast retrieval. That's it.
Yep.
I've got access to the infosphere and data, so I just want to be like, do I know what this is? How does it scan? Does it use infrared, lidar?
Yep.
Cool. 33.
Yeah. So it's obviously a hover drone, because Bear wasn't too dissimilar from this in their original format. It's a different shape and different orientation, but it is definitely a mechanic and their drone. It's clearly kitted out for surveillance and scanning. You imagine that it's got to be at least a true camera on there, or which is very similar to what you've got. Or if it's one higher, it could be something one higher. But at the moment, you're like, what did you roll?
33.
Yeah, it's a true camera scanner. You're way past the DC of it. So you know that it can pick up certain things, but it can't pick up everything.
What I wanted to know, and I don't know what role you'd make me do for it, there was a lot of scrap downstairs. I didn't know if certain waves wouldn't go through certain materials and metals, so almost making like a faux shield so it looked like a wall, or something we can hide behind.
So that is actually a very good line of thoughts.
Yeah.
Because you know that the
because it looks for illusions and holograms. It doesn't look for automatically detect mundane or low-tech disguises. So I could make us all look like fridges essentially downstairs, and it would be like, no, nothing here.
So this one has. Just gonna double check. It is a.
Automatically detect mundane or low tech.
It automatically does.
Yes.
It doesn't automatically.
Oh, it doesn't. That's it. That's what I thought I read.
So it has a motion detector, which will sense movement, which is probably what it will then hone in on.
Yeah.
It then also has its. It does have enhanced camera, which means it can detect infrared wavelengths, but infrared can be blocked.
This is what I'm talking about.
And then as for true frame,
That's the illusion.
it identifies holograms and illusions via sense, except for images that specifically full cameras or other surveillance systems such as holographic image or non-detection. So actually, you think about that and you think, actually putting up a sheet of metal in front of us in a corner might work, actually.
Well, it's more, I was thinking kind of using Bear as a slab of metal, non-living.
So Bear is definitely non-living. It would detect the other drone, but it wouldn't sense it as an outside, it would just detect it as a construct. Whether Bear can...
Or we hide behind something and literally just put paneling up.
I think that's a good shout.
Hide behind fridges.
Yeah.
Try it.
That's Indiana Jones this,
Yeah.
and hide in a fridge.
I think
we
it's
go downstairs and do-
Indiana Jones.
Temple of Doom.
We're doing this downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bring that jammer charge with me.
Yep.
And put it like.
What does the jammer charge do, please?
I will let you know once I get to my inventory. Hang on.
The thing is, if it comes in and goes jam, it's going to be like, oh, something's down here. It's going to freak it out more.
So computers and video cameras within a 15-foot radius become non-functional for 30 seconds, losing both the recording and displaying capabilities.
Okay, cool.
Just as a sort of like backup.
I feel like you should trigger it.
I can also
So-
throw sound
Okay.
5 feet
But then-
away.
I think this is the order of things. We plan A, hide behind a sheet of metal.
Yes, absolutely.
Plan B, jammer.
You see them
Plan
moving into the next
C,
building.
ghostly sounds. Plan D, lie through my teeth.
I'm going to run downstairs and start putting stuff together.
So,
As in, try and make like walls out of sheet metal.
That's cool.
I feel like there's something about
Well, that
barricading.
the abode. This is your obviously main shop floor. This is your downstairs. This is your upstairs over here. So I'm actually going to come out on the camera. So that people can see.
They got a lot of aluminum. They got a lot of tin foil.
So, this is obviously your main shop floor. You can see them now moving from the lays into the ladle, and you see that red light is going off. This obviously over here is your downstairs, where you would have seen when you brought down there are like the crates around and those like waterproof, essentially like tarpaulins. Upstairs, obviously, you've got like the main bed chambers, and that's where you put Krieger down. I don't actually have a mini for him, so I should put him. That one on there. Nor do I have one for Aislinn. So I'll just use that one there for her, who is just stood in the middle of her shop, kind of like wide-eyed, just like. So as they're in in the ladle right now, what are you doing? XP is currently out of the door.
Go downstairs.
Downstairs.
Okay, you all need to make me a stealth check, please.
Oh, okay.
Do I get advantage if I'm invisible?
It's not advantage, you get a plus 10 to this.
Oh, fuck.
I believe with stealth, with invisibility.
It was a natty 20 anyway.
Natty 20!
30.
Do you have 0 in stealth?
Oh, shit. Ooh, that's 39.
39, okay. So, 39 for Roos.
20.
20 for Kaz.
Plus 10.
Sorry, and 30.
30 for TJ. Sylph?
13.
13.
27.
27.
Look at us, just guys being doomed.
Only one of them will make the check. They will take a -2 to this because they are distracted looking at everything around the plaza.
17. Dice.
-2.
For 15 on the dice.
Don't worry, I got plenty. Have a guess.
Is it your sword?
Couldn't be me.
You all begin to move off downstairs. That door would currently be open, as is that one. Roos, you're there first. I'm just going to say that you swoop on down into the basement, as does Pez. The three of you that are over by the door, you begin to move, and like I think for Kaz and TJ, what I see in my mind is you guys like extract from the door like a team. I think for you it's very much like you're there, your back's there, and you like almost like swoop down and around and start moving your way tactically back across the room. TJ, you're quite low to the ground, and I imagine you like start scuttling across.
Dropping scuttle.
How does Sylph fumble?
I get the feeling that I'm next to like the sparrows.
And you literally are. There are like tubular vegetables right in this thing above you.
It's
they are
trying to like
stacked.
push myself up and not realising quite how close the sparrows are, and giving probably the box a bit of a knock.
And you like poof, into this like metal stand essentially, and those sparrows start falling front, and it causes the guy outside to turn. You have enough time to get away, and they don't see you, but they definitely notice movement. And Aislinn runs across, she's like, these things never stand up properly.
Yeah.
She's going to make a bluff check.
Fucking right.
It's a 5.
Can
Plus a sense motive from the other guy. That's a 15. In this moment, you move away unseen, but she like is like, the sparrows are falling. They always do this.
Why can I never hold my sparrows?
Step sparrow.
Can I will in this case use ghost sound
Yeah.
to make it sound like a space cat spat or whatever.
What's the space cat sound like?
Spussy.
What's the one out of
It's got mange.
the cat Thick Fury? Like attacks. Just like the tentacles come out of it. Goose, that's it.
Okay, where are you making this sound?
The volume sound produces as much noise as 20 normal humans. Okay, so
Nice.
it's loud.
Oh,
So loud. I'd
Fucking
like
massive.
to make it sound, because it's 45 feet of distance from where I am, to sound like, I assume there's like a gap between this shop and the next
So
shop.
there is. It's almost like
a little alley.
So on this side is an alley between this and what would be Grain and Pulse, which is the next one over. Then there is like a small bench outside and a small grassed area on this side, and then the road that just goes on up past the plaza that earlier on Trill had said they've gone that way to the other security forces.
So, little spat going down the side alley, sounds like it's running away.
Yeah.
Sound like it's meowing, hitting the dustbins as it's going.
That's bloody rats. Like she doesn't know how to like cover it up, but then like so the guy clearly notices something. You see him like take note, and you see XP is like
Damn spats.
doesn't really move, and it's just like looks at the carrots and then goes back to like being stood up. You move away from the window, and Aslan is in there, and you're all heading downstairs, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How far down is it?
It's probably like 10, 15 foot at most. Enough that there is like this 6-7 foot roof, tall room, and then, you know, it's pretty cramped in here, but it's up to you what you do now.
Do you actually have a thing about creating barricades?
That's handy.
Oh, fuck.
As a move
Just
action, you can
completely
stack and
told me
reinforce
that.
objects that are small or too fragile to provide cover to a single square of adjacent cover.
Okay, so that's a really, really good thing to
I
have in
will
this
also help
situation.
you.
A feat.
I
But
have
yeah,
that
I
thing as
will
well.
take instructions from you, and I'll be like, "Will this help?"
Yes,
Make barricade.
anything that's like opaque will block infrared light.
Anything opaque.
I see you start to do that, and I kind of come out of my sort of tactical mind for a moment and go, I can do that with my talents. I'll start
Yeah.
creating.
Come on
a
now.
back-
Oh, yeah.
So in this room,
Do you hear the people sing?
where do you all scatter to?
We
So
need to
you have like these crates that are filled with like recycled parts, tubings. They have these like waterproof tarps over the top of them as well that you imagine would be used in people's abodes if they were trying to repair things. There's like a small workbench over here. There's a table. There's enough parts in here that those barricade feats are going to work. You just got to tell me where you're going.
What's the big pipe thing?
So that is part of the mains water that goes up through the building. You can tell that essentially that would go up here and through this part of the wall here and go up to this cooking section up here.
I'm going to get Bear to hide near or around the pipe just because she's quite big, so it's kind of, it will act as a good barricade.
Yeah?
I'm going to start using what metal there is, like bits off the table and things like that, to make other forms of barricade that will block
Yeah?
the infrared,
Cool. So where would you like to be when you're hiding?
probably near the tube.
So-
And I'll just have like a bit of sort of almost like sheet metal kind of covering us.
Yeah? You probably get in behind those ones there.
Yeah.
Get Bear in there too.
Put a tarp over the table, like a tablecloth,
Yeah?
and then have enough people. Like, I don't know how many people could squeeze under the table, but
Probably two.
We're quite small.
Small ones. You and TJ probably both get under there quite easily.
Go on, kid. Let's build a fort. Is this parenting?
No, it couldn't be.
What is this feeling?
Deep inside of
I'm
me.
going to lay you down there because I can't really get you in past the table. You still have another about minute on the invisibility spell. Where do you want to be?
I think I'll go. So you're both under the
We're
table.
under the table.
I'm going to go on top of the table.
Just invisible on top of the table.
Yeah, just.
Well, that.
Just standing
No,
like
that's,
No,
that's not going to work
that's
with
not gonna
infrared, especially if it's magic.
It'll
I'm
pick you up.
invisible.
Yes, but it will still pick you up. You need to hide.
Has anyone got a first aid kit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just quickly shout out to everyone get the thermal blankets
Oh,
out
yeah.
and just cover Roos in them and make him look like a.
So I've got a couple
like
of
that.
kits.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of kits so we can take them from both,
cool.
and we're just like, right, stand on the table, but we'll just wrap you.
I'm going to make it look like, like mannequins where they've got like the dust covers over them. It's just going to be like Roos. Is that Roos in the corner? Just kind of like.
That's Bruce in the blanket.
It's like I can do a really good taxidermy.
That's great.
This is his.
I did a really good job on Kaz's wings earlier, so I'll help you. I'll wrap you up.
Taxidermy.
And what's Kaz's choice?
I will use my barricade feet, maybe using like the lids of those like crates or something.
Yeah.
Just kind of stack them up, like overlay them over each other, and like get myself maybe into that corner there.
This one here at the bottom of the stairs? Just like
Yes.
sort of piling them up on top of you, creating those barricades. Okay, it seems like everyone's making a check to hide. Now, I want to see how good you are at your individual hiding. Now, the barricade thing is fantastic. You are going to get a circumstance bonus to stealth checks because you have that feat. So I think that you are going to get a +5 to your stealth checks, those of you who are using the barricades, which is yourself, yourself, yourself. You will gain this bonus because of Sylph's feat and hiding under the table with her. Now, you have basically been covered in thermal blankets from med kits by both Pez and TJ, which I think means that you're going to get a stealth check, but these guys are going to make a medicine check with the blankets to completely cover you. So you're going to get a medicine check from Pez and from TJ first.
Okay. 25.
Okay.
Medicine, you said. 18 plus 17, 35.
You're going to get a +5 to this roll on top of your stealth as well, plus the 10 you've got from invisibility.
Yeah.
Whether that works or not for this camera, you're not sure.
So the first aid
Right,
course.
The stealth?
Stealth, please. And I need you all to remember
no.
what you get. This is very
So am I
important.
running a medicine check or a stealth check?
You're doing a stealth check. They've helped you with the medicine kit blankets.
+5.
You didn't roll very well.
so +5
You rolled really well.
24.
Okay, keep hold of that number for me, please.
That's not good, is it?
Okay, I'm going to start with the people who made oh no noises. Let's start with the first oh no, which is TJ.
18.
Okay. Sylph,
25.
25. Remember those numbers, please.
I rolled a 2.
That's not bad.
It's not bad from a 2.
It's not bad. Pez.
15, 17, then plus 5, so that is 37.
37. Kaz.
36.
36. Everybody remember your numbers, please.
Did you say I get 1 plus from like a
So you get +10.
plus
From
5?
your invisibility
And
against
plus
normal.
5 as well.
Yeah.
Plus 5.
Plus your
Okay.
normal +9 as well.
Shit, right, hang on, I should redo this.
24 or 20 dice.
34 then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smashed it.
34 total.
Good job, best boy.
For non-visual ones, 24. Just bear that in mind, because obviously, like if it's infrared, it doesn't necessarily rely on the invisibility. But, so 34 and 24. Just remember your numbers that you got for me, please. As eventually, you hear, just like creeping over like the movements of sparrows and other vegetables upstairs, you
Is it
hear,
like-
I have already searched this building, they have moved on. They dropped off a sick member of an engineering team and moved up the tower.
Sylph said.
What's your designation, droid? I am XP96 or Poppity Ping.
Oh no! No!
Popty's going to get terminated.
Probably just going to get his ass pinged.
Run diagnostics. Are you functioning properly? I'm functioning just fine, thank you.
Is that how you speak to your mother?
Move aside, robot. Malfunctioning. Move aside, robot. And you hear him like move to one side. I have already searched this building.
They would be considered hostile to us, so he's going against them. He's going to go into like directive. He's going to kill them.
I thought our directive was that if they harm us.
Yeah.
Or try. I thought it was if they tried to harm us.
They haven't
Yeah,
tried
they haven't
yet.
tried to harm us.
That's right.
I swear,
very clear.
I have looked in this building and
Very
it
clear.
is clear.
Just goes past and goes.
This droid is clearly malfunctioning. And we're just going to perform a quick check of this building. Obviously, then you can go about your day. And you hear the other one. Sorry, this will only take a minute. And you hear of this drone, and you see maybe like the faintest bit of red light from the top of the stairwell. The security robot says they brought back an injured personnel. Are they okay? Do you need medical assistance? No, he's resting. He's fine. Is there anything that we can help with? No, it's fine. Honestly, I think he must have had a fall. But it said they were dropped off by the outsiders. Yeah, they came running through. I don't know if they'd attacked him or if they... Well, we're going to obviously want to have to chat to him. And you hear this like conversation going on. Like, yeah, I fully understand, but please give him space. He is currently really, really ill. I best go take a look. Where is he? He's upstairs. And you hear the scanner droid. And you see like the red light goes off. You hear it float. It doesn't come into your room. And you hear like a faint beep, 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 beep again. Then you hear the footsteps. He's just up here. And they go out of sight. It goes quiet. And it's like having to wait. Like you are hiding, you are in that moment where like you are starting to like breathe through your mouth and try and avoid your nose to stop any whistling. Your heart is like in your ears. You can like feel your pulse like as you just hold your positions.
Can I quickly ask, what is this inner building sort of made out of?
Stone. The main stone of this tower.
Can I make a...
Offline.
Oh.
Says we're still online here. Just seen that.
Oh, stream shut down from DK.
Yeah, and from Yaz as well. But still saying online and recording here. My internet connection's still fine, but it's obviously going to reconnect in a second.
Running diagnostics.
I'm fine. Hopefully we'll be back on in a second. We're still recording, still live on my end. This would be great for the people who are watching, like, post on YouTube. It's just like waiting for this to kick in again. Yeah, you're checking chat there, aren't you?
Yeah. It says it's connected.
Yeah, it says it's connected to this side.
Yes.
Cool. Hopefully people out there can still see and hear us. Hopefully you haven't missed much, but it is recorded, so if you have missed anything, go check it out on YouTube or on the podcast, and go like and subscribe. Hello?
Hello. Before we died, could I do a sense motive on hearing that guy saying, oh, we just want to check him? Can I see if I can pick up any kind of ulterior motive for going up to see Krieger or to deal with Krieger?
Yep, absolutely, sense motive.
You betrayed me last time, let's try you. You betrayed me! But I can put my expertise on that, so... 30, 40, 50, 60... 17. Reset.
Seems like any security personnel doing their due diligence. They've said that somebody was injured and brought in by the people they're looking for.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're going to check this. And that silence just waits and hangs over you for what feels like an eternity.
Can I do something at this moment?
No. Push back. You knock over the barricade you've made. Oh, shucks!
It's me! It's Kaz Umbra!
I have returned!
It's Kaz and his merry men!
Merry men!
Bring him home!
How the fuck did we get here?
Like, oh, how did we get here?
No.
Oh, God.
Stealth like Kaz can. Deceive like Kaz can.
Oh.
Oh.
Your parents dead. Your girlfriend
Oh, I'm one of those, James. Well done. That was good. I really like that.
I would like to create my telepathy graft, which allows me to communicate with anyone within 30 feet.
Okay.
So,
Oh, you'll get him. Are you after Aslan?
at least, can I get Krieger? Do I feel like Krieger's on like the edge of my?
You do, but whether they're conscious or not is a whole different matter.
I mean, it allows me just to do it within 30 feet, like Sheerans do. So if I can,
You
if I can
absolutely
make contact with Krieger and be like, "You good?
Yeah.
Is the security treating me fine?" Like just asking questions.
They're feeding you.
So with Krieger, you get the sense that they're not very responsive, but they are. You do connect to them, but they can't respond in some way. So you think that's just because they're in and out of consciousness and they're pretty, injured.
If I'm not getting much from him, then I will contact Azalin and just be like, "I fear for the well-being of Krieger. Maybe make a bit of a show of it by going upstairs and trying to be in the way."
So by this point, she's like, "I am upstairs."
How's it all going?
How you
Took these nights on your holidays.
What you thinking about?
If there's the slightest bit of hostility,
That's like, I feel like I'm locked down the plating with nothing at all.
let me know.
Now there is something in Starfinder when you do telepathy that other creatures can also hear it if they make a perception check.
That's just shit.
But I'm trying to find that rule because I can't remember if it's associated to one particular thing, or if it's like the Lashunta one, or the Shirin one, or if it is. So what's the thing that you've got? That?
Limited
Cakes have
telepathy
this.
graft.
I know there's a device that does it.
So many creatures such as the Shunta Shirins and N2 colonies and symbiotes are capable of partial telepathic contact with other creatures, and this mimics that racial trait. I can telepathically communicate with any creature within 30 feet of me whom I share a language.
Definitely share a language.
Conversing telepathically with multiple creatures simultaneously is just as difficult as listening to multiple creatures.
Now it doesn't say anything about it there, so I'm gonna just let it go because I'm not gonna go deep diving on a rule that's gonna fuck you. But there is something I know within this system that's like,
I know what you mean.
if you're within it, you can be like, we can also hear that thought.
Yeah.
Like, whoa! It's like speaking with your mind. They're checking if everyone's giving him medical aid right now. I think we have to talk normally.
Yeah.
But she's a bit freaked out by this because you're now like in her head. She's like, they're just giving him medical aid right now. I think they're going to call in a medi team. I don't want to stop that from happening. Are you hidden?
We are currently.
They're coming downstairs with the scanner.
It should be fine.
Okay.
Just give me a heads up if anything goes tits up.
Okay, well, the commander is staying up here, the operator is coming downstairs. And it's at that point
Understood.
you see like the shadows of footprints at the top of the stairs as they go. They only come down about, we'll say probably like to the top of the steps. And they like look into. But they wouldn't even come all the way down. They don't need to. So they're going to stay up by the door up here. I don't know why I'm using that. And they send the scanner downstairs.
Hello, housekeeping.
I think I've got a drone for that.
No. No cars down here.
Is that umbrella here?
This guy's gonna shit bricks if we come out.
Hello!
You're knit!
Surprise.
This spherical-like drone flies into the middle of the room, and you hear like a blip, 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 blip. And you can see from your positions that like this is obviously a holodrone. You see cameras on it, and then there's like almost like the Death Star was like a trench around it, where you see these like beams of light out into the room as it starts to turn itself over. And they are going to make a perception check. Do you remember your numbers?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is it?
So 15 on the dice.
I do have one. Reroll.
Reroll with a cred stick.
What was your total, TJ?
18.
Tamsin throwing in a cred stick.
I've got a line ready to go if needs be.
Charging up the dice. Going with the new dice.
Oh,
The campaign dice.
no!
I'll point out this thing rolled 3 nat 20s in a row for me yesterday.
No!
See,
Same roll, same roll.
15.
Yeah, but we don't want the pluses, so.
If I can have security.
That's the thing you were using it on.
What do you mean?
The telepathic one.
Unlimited telepathy graft.
Does it say anything about it?
It's telepathic message that has a thing on it.
Cool, perfect, because that's like cast the spell and somebody can hear
Yeah.
if they're listening in. So cool, absolutely fantastic. Thank you for looking that up. Guess what? I have one of those back. Because I like looking
Thank
up
you.
rules like that, and I was going to give that to the first person that found that rule for me. So, the scanner starts going around the room. What did you roll?
36.
36. What did you roll?
18.
18. What did you roll?
24, 34.
24 and 34. Perfect, thank you very much. What did you roll?
37.
37.
25.
25. This has a plus 12 to it.
Oh, so
That's got all of us.
No.
No, yeah.
and maybe
So that is 25, 26, 27. You beat it because
34
of your 34, and it's because of the infrared. It can't see you visually, but you actually smash it with the infrared. You got a
6.
36, absolutely smash it.
I'm ready with a jammer charge.
Yeah.
So if it goes.
What was yours?
37.
37.
Invisible,
Absolutely
just like
smash
my
it.
parents.
Then over here, what did we have?
25.
25.
18.
And 18. And I think you're absolutely fine. It's not you that spotted, but there is like a little waggly tail sticking
Out of the butt. A
sticking out
shaking little
of this
nubbin.
tarp, which you notice too late, and you're like, you go to pull them in, and like probably that's like still this like,
It's okay, I've got this. I've got a line. I've got a line.
and you hear, I've got something, and we're gonna get to break.
Oh! Right, okay.
We will see you all in about 10 minutes. Hello, half a table. How are we doing? Ooh, shit's kicking off.
It is.
You did some hiding, you did some investigative stuff. It's all happening here on Dragonborn Industries. Steph's enjoying her
I
marshmallow.
really enjoy my marshmallow.
Anything?
Wouldn't mind being sponsored by Tunnock's, not gonna
Oh
lie.
my god, I'm not. If Tunnets wants to sponsor, I will go above and beyond with the ad reads for you. I'll be just, yes, feed me daddy.
We're gonna have a new one next week.
Oh,
Is it Tunnock's?
No.
Cool.
Can't say anything yet. I've got a meeting on Wednesday.
woo,
But it's pretty cool.
that's exciting.
Pretty cool. I'm very, very excited for it. And hopefully it will cover both Bloodpunk and
I missed half this. What was going on?
we were talking about Tonics, who make the tea cake, sponsoring us, and I was like, "Oh, we've got a new one next week."
Oh, right,
Cool. I can't say anything more about it. I've got a meeting on Wednesday,
Sounds great.
but it will cover hopefully all of our streams.
that's very cool.
Very, very cool. I've been emailing back and forth with somebody, and very exciting times over here at Dragonborn Industries. So what I'm hearing is, we don't need your support. Flip the table, throw it on the ground.
Threw it on the ground.
It's basically what's going through my head recently. No, I'm really excited about it. It's really weird getting to this point and having people like go, "Hey, cool, we would like to do something." And I'm like, "Okay." And same with like doing the giveaway, and I reached out to a few people that helped out,
The
like Roll and
giveaway
Play
has
Press.
got mad.
Yeah, I was shocked by that. So if you are listening on podcast and you haven't been to our YouTube, we are doing a giveaway. There is like hundreds of pounds worth of prizes now donated. Not only it started off with the handmade dice by myself, the potion set that's the one-off, and the tower from Richard. There's now a Roll and Play Press book. There's a Midnight Tower book. There's stuff from Loki Battle Maps, which I'm recording the video on tomorrow. There is a whole board game with Core Space, Firstborn, and some fantasy terrain from them. Stuff from Happy Prime with minis, mugs, and there's loads of stuff. And I've got to post that in a week and a half.
We can put some of Jack's art on there. He'll draw. If you want a character drawing, we'll get Jack to draw it.
balls in it.
That's 2,000 subscribers.
Hang on,
Yeah, that's 2,000.
I didn't offer them up. All right.
Yes, you did.
Oh, yeah.
I offered them up for you.
We've got a stream on proof. I'm sure it's part of the stream.
It was. I
Appreciate
even said it
that.
before. It's like, I will sell Jack's balls. I'll give them away.
I think
Picture.
commission art
Yeah.
from Jack.
Yeah.
Request whatever you want. Jack
Yeah.
will draw in under 2 minutes.
He'll do player characters. It's like the guy who's like, I'll draw your dog in 1 minute as bad as I can, and he made like 20 grand for
Do you
charity.
think that would work?
Do you know what? Next week, while I'm doing the ad, you've got to crack out and character picture of everyone. and that will go into the giveaway.
Yeah.
What in that one ad?
Yeah.
In one ad, you've got to do
I
5
could barely do
characters.
silk. I drew like a
look.
cowboy.
So in all fairness, next Monday is
I'll
the
add it.
Okay.
next Monday is the last day of the giveaway.
So why not? Out the States.
Sure.
There we go.
You know what?
So like I'll be announced. I'll be doing
Sorry,
the winner
John.
on the
You offered
first.
me up again.
Yeah.
No.
My nuts are on sale. Now I have to do
No, you've got way off 2,000. This is what
Just
one.
do some off for this one at 2,000.
Sure.
We'll
What's next?
We'll learn how to bronze cast.
while they're attached.
We could do that. We could get a plastering kit.
We'll just
No. I think
instead of
you
gold
could do
member, bronze
those.
member.
So 2,000 is bronze, 3,000 is silver, 4,000 is gold.
Yeah.
And if we get to
5,000
100,000
entire
subscribers,
platinum.
we'll go platinum. Please let us pass the cast your nutsack.
You can get these kits that are made for doing it on like your genitalia and stuff.
Oh, Clona.
I'm not so.
Oh no,
You were really quick on that.
I was thinking of a female artist, Lydia Reeves art. She does boobs and vulvas and stuff, and it's
I know
really
what
cool.
you mean.
But she gives you like you can get a kit, you can do it at home.
I always like the word vulva because it sounds like you're revving a bike. You go vulva.
Vulva.
Genuinely, a word I only learned about 2 years ago. Genuine. I was like, fuck off. That's not a thing. And my wife was like, what? And I was like,
It's not a real word.
I don't think it came from a joke that was probably I can't repeat here. That I nearly repeated. And it was like the name around the vagina. I was like, surely it's just the woman's name.
Judith.
That's my mum's name. Thanks for that visual.
I'm just thinking about that thing from Tatooine now, you know, the flying thing. Vulva! The win!
And remember, you can get more content like this if you use your Twitch Prime subscription or follow us on YouTube members.
Oh man.
You fund this madness.
Wow.
Can we do a plastic cast of your balls?
I just don't know.
Well,
not
that's
really a
not
sensible-
enough. You've got 1,000 subscribers to think about it.
I feel like this is
No,
overstepping some sort of terms and conditions.
No.
And we're not going to do it live. We're not going to be like, oh, whip it out and we'll you sit there with the plastic.
No,
But we will if you do it for OnlyFans.
You can watch plaster dry. Round Jack's balls.
Would you leave like the hairs in it and stuff? So
No, that would hurt. Take it
Please,
off.
please shave
Well, no,
beforehand.
you put a barrier in between to protect it, because otherwise you're just full of plaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Safety.
That's right.
I don't know how to get all the detail then.
Some companies would give you exclusive miniatures hand painted by the cat. We give you our genitalia.
Also could be hand painted.
Yeah.
I would do it, but it's like, that's not what's been asked for here. It's Jack's.
Jacks, yeah.
It's just Jack's.
You've got to ask yourself, would Crit Roll do this for you?
They wouldn't. Some say not to cross certain lines when you become influencers or when you go onto the internet. Not us. We'll do anything for money and attention.
We're going to be the bad Dragon Industries.
That's not bad. I quite like that bad Dragonborn Industries. It's not bad.
Oh,
I
thank
haven't
you.
actually looked into doing that as a business before.
Yeah, we had that conversation,
We've had
haven't
that
we?
long conversation.
Because that's where we had a conversation a while back about 3D printing and is
Yeah.
it safe and stuff like that. But
A lot of research into medical silicon.
Yeah. Fair play.
man, imagine though, like doing those videos at 100,000 and platinum plating a plaster cast of your nutsack. Just your nutsack. No shaft.
Nothing.
No meat with them potatoes. We're going vegan.
So, can you tell me about your stream? Yeah, we've just platinumised my balls for a giveaway. Right.
Get the rest of the roast dinner later on.
It would be absolutely wild.
Carnage.
So obviously,
Oh, Jack.
I don't know how to feel about it. Well, on one hand, I'm like, people are really revering my balls. On the other hand, I'm like, why? I just don't know which side to fall on, you know?
One on each side.
Yeah. The balls of destiny.
Jack.
Oh my god, that should be the
That's the
trophy. We should
tagline.
do like
Like a taskmaster, but it's Jack's
That's
balls.
and that's the trophy.
Oh my god.
you basically get the chance, and we like leave them completely covered. And if you win it, we never uncover them.
Yes.
However, if one of the rest of the people win it,
It gets revealed.
they get to take home your balls.
That doesn't seem like a good prize for me.
Yeah, I think it means you get to keep your dignity,
My own
but we all get to see your testicles.
Who wouldn't want to have their balls on their mantle?
It's on my mantle.
That a boy!
It means you've got
the rest of the world.
No. It means you've got balls in the game.
Oh my god, we could do so much.
Oh.
So
Look
little.
into some resin. That's a giveaway.
Can I just
No.
So I once
Oh my
said
god,
it.
Someone
you
makes
could have
dice.
them like dice
Someone
and you could
genuinely
have
makes dice
like
out of
liquid
it.
quartz.
Like jewellery. They
Liquid
like
resin.
dry it out.
Just jewellery.
That would be
Yeah.
awful.
So I didn't look into it, but I had that
Where from?
thought in my head of like a liquid, but I like the idea of a liquid core like that would be gross.
Oh my god, it'd be so
real
awful.
I mean, like, I'd imagine because you had a liquid core that leaks, didn't you?
I have had a leaking liquid core, yeah.
Jesus.
Did you get a cream for that?
That was
It was too late.
You're on it
Oh my
tonight,
God.
dude. Yeah, well done.
Would it preserve
This
it
is
being encased in resin?
No, because it was still. So when you do the liquid cores, I believe you have to use glycerin, which is a type of liquid and sugar. And but Fluffy actually knows more about that because she gave me hers because she used it for like sweat spray when she was doing props and costume and stuff like that. But I believe that's what's used in the liquid core to basically keep the glitter and stuff floating around in with the ionized water. Don't quote me on that. I looked at it once. I was like, too much effort. I'm not doing it.
But how it reacts with sperm?
Well, the problem is, I think sperm goes off. I don't think it separates between the water
Just be a dice of
But
cheese.
and
in
also they die.
straight resin, a lot of organic matter has lasted a long time in straight resin.
It has, like you can like resin like food and stuff
Won't
like
last
that.
forever, but
Someone
It lasts a
did.
long time.
Someone's done like 5 years of putting like a pumpkin, trying to preserve
yes,
it in that.
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah, that was really good because they did it and like it's still like withered and went away. But that's because they didn't fill the inside with it as well.
And then they
but it
freeze
still
dried
does.
it.
Yeah.
3 to 5 days it survived for.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Just in case you were wondering.
The more you know.
This is taking a weird turn.
Starfinder.
So obviously, you guys have brought Krieger back home and managed to escape any kind of chase that might have happened as you were running through the plazas and through Midspire. You can see that the water's been cut off, and that's obviously meant to be a safety feature to stop this supposed contagion getting about. But then, in the midst of this conversation, when you're going to start resting here, another set of security forces turn up. Maybe that's because obviously they pointed them off in a certain direction and now they can't find where the outsiders have gone to, but there's been confirmed sightings of you and they're starting to go door to door and they're scanning each property. And they finally get to you guys. You send out XP96 or Poppity Ping, who announces himself as XP96 or as Poppity Ping, which I believe was their first words to you. And the guards kind of are like, okay, no worries. But they still have to do their job. And they get back to this door and they start having the conversation about whether or not they should. And unfortunately, they decide to do their due diligence and come into the room. And you guys scarper downstairs, you hide, you use your these amazing feats like Barricade, which I think is really, really awesome feat. And you realise that this scanner, thanks to Pez, is going to have an infrared scanner on it, and you hide Roos inside some medical blankets, which is a fantastic use, by the way, of those medical kits, and not even like a use that would knock it off you. So I would say that you can put those back in and carry on using it afterwards, unless they get destroyed in a moment. And yeah, you send a message upstairs, you find that Krieger's still unconscious, and you get one to Azalin, this woman who has helped you, and she says they're going to call in a med team to help him. Are you hidden? The other one's coming down. And the scanner comes into the room. And unfortunately, TJ is not as well hidden as you think they should be.
Too much junk in the trunk.
And you hear, I've got something. And I need you all to roll initiative.
No, you don't, because that's what I was going to say before we started initiative. I was going to burst out and use my reasonable excuse.
Okay. You can use reasonable excuse.
Yeah.
You can give it a go.
I'm gonna give it
Bear
a
in
go.
mind, it is a drone in the room, and
Yeah.
they are currently upstairs.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of cry, and I'm so lost. I've been taken here against my will, and I'm so lost. Won't anyone please help me? I'm so far from my tower. Bluff.
This will have a heavy negative to it.
But you, but.
Catch.
Oh,
Roll again.
Not you.
not one. Come on.
Better.
It's a credit in from James.
I'm not allowed to use my expertise on this, which makes it a 36.
Okay. I would have given this a -5 because they are looking for outsiders. They've been told that you've come to attack or disrupt or to extract the people that are looking to harm. Something that's helped this is that some confusion has been thrown in by the fact that you've dropped off a body of someone who's living to people and you're being harboured by somebody here. They do scream, "I've got something." What does reasonable excuse do?
So,
Reasonable excuse.
reasonable excuse says, it's not on my feed, it's on my class features. You can speak with such conviction that you earn the benefit of the doubt, even in outlandish circumstances. When caught in a compromising situation that clearly indicates your guilt or would initiate combat, you can attempt an immediate bluff check before initiative is rolled to lie and absolve yourself, but you must forgo your expertise die on this check. A successful check will stop an outbreak of violence as long as you and anyone with you is cooperative with those you are lying to. For example, leaving a restricted area or handing over stolen property you happened to find. You cannot use this ability to escape consequences of violence or other overtly hostile actions.
Okay.
Fucking
It's very,
It's
very.
very definition.
They are looking for hostiles, but I will give you the fact that, you're like, I've been brought here against my will, and it's an outlandish circumstance. They are currently looking. It's 31, yeah? If I were to give you the -5.
Yeah.
They don't have a sense motive, so they can't even check that. Or succeed at checking it. So they somewhat believe you. Change the soundtrack. To death. Death!
Father!
It's a final thing.
Don't move, stay where you are.
Okay.
We've got an outsider downstairs.
Oh.
I'm so little, and I will come out from under the table and get myself
I said
ready
don't
there.
move.
I'm just gonna go. I'm not moving. I'm just a little guy.
They move down to here. I will give them a perception check on the rest of you.
Okay.
Oh.
It's an 18. Which I think you all beat.
Even me.
You wouldn't be because you step out. And they have a pistol pointed at you over their arm. They have a data pad, and you see this drone is like. What would they say? Turn around, put your hands behind your back, get on your knees.
I will shuffle backwards through.
Don't move, turn around, get on your knees, and put your hands behind your back.
I do so, and I just make my fur fluffier. Hello.
Can I make a perception check?
Yes.
34. I want to see if he's wearing like an earpiece or something where he can like hear comms through.
Yes, clearly.
Can I then use my telepathy graft with him?
Yeah.
Just working my words out. Abandoned search, wingless Strix heading upstairs.
Telepathy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like mask it as it being in comms coming through the ear, like.
You can give me a bluff check.
Oh, well. You can do it. Didn't believe.
14.
Ooh.
For podcast listeners, that's a
Fucking old
one.
ladies over it tonight. Ooh!
He's just having a really confusing day, this
Yeah,
guy. He's like, what is this?
Up and down, here and there.
3 days from retirement.
This is Talvar. I have one of them here in the Succulent Root. Advise.
What did you call me?
Does that remain in place, or is it just a message?
I just have the ability to telepathically communicate.
Okay. This both comes back to you and clearly across their comm, as they don't quite understand that was just in their head.
Can I?
This one, at that point, would have run downstairs and would get to the top. And they are like, what? Because they didn't get that message. I've got one of them here, the other one apparently is heading... Where did you say?
Just heading upstairs.
Heading upstairs. Nobody passed me.
Hello.
Detain that one. And he moves forward into the room. You were probably just there.
As he starts coming towards me, I'm going to say, I would just like to remind you that I am property of Dynatech Corporation. Laying hands on me will result in an automatic fine on your account.
At this point, his hands have got you and you are put in 2 manacles.
I have, just before he gets to me, by the way, I do have Roy behind my back, because he has been out with me. I haven't put him back in the club storing.
Okay, so...
just for full transparency...
Drop the item.
I will after he makes a... What is it?
I think it's a DC 16 will.
DC 16 will saving throw, please.
It's 4 on the dice.
Oh yeah.
How long does my invisibility last?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. How long have we got left?
You are
30
wrapped
seconds.
in blankets.
Yeah.
True.
So it's not like good something
Oh my god! The invisibility level is blanket!
really crackly put together, just roots his head like wrapped around with tinfoil.
You can give me a stealth check with a -10. Give me a stealth check with a -10.
You know what's going to happen if I'm seen, right?
Oh yeah.
Will you say -10?
Yeah.
It is a 9.
Okay, so this guy,
He's easy.
big old perception on him. That's a
Jesus Christ.
big old perception on him. He is distracted at the moment, but that's plus 16 on him, and this guy on the stairs is a 17 plus that. So he moves over. It's like drop the item. You use this ability from Roy, who pulses with energy from you.
And I didn't expect it to work. I will tell him to stop anyone coming any further into this room at all costs until we have passed peacefully.
Okay. As he stands up, turns around, looks around, and takes a defensive position, turned around. The other guy, who is this heavier set Strix, is like, "What are you doing?" They are like, "You on the table." They would have a rifle, and they are like, "Show yourself, get on your knees."
Fellas! Sword out.
You going sword out?
Yeah, Root would.
Okay, he takes a step down. The other guy engages and takes a shot.
I'm so proud of him.
We're going to roll initiative.
Yeah! Oh, that was stressful. Oh, now you're all fucking well.
Okay.
Okay, so let me roll up these guys. This is the drone operator.
Drone
6
operator.
on the dice. Then we've got strict security.
Let's decorate this basement.
6 on the dice.
Feeling red.
2.
Oh, what colour is Strix blood? Fucking anything. All the colours you can imagine. Green.
Red and yellow and pink and orange.
It's the technically coloured Strix blood.
Yeah.
XP 96.
Is he like Skittles?
Do you want to roll initiative for him?
Oh yeah.
who, by the way, saw these guys running downstairs and has started making their way across the room.
Goodbye.
We just clambered down the stairs like
12.
12. XP 96. Kaz.
20.
Pez.
Ventidor 22.
We haven't healed any.
Bruce?
12. So
We long rested way back down.
Yeah,
not an anger.
you would have had a long rest.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a long rest after the fight with XP.
Yes.
Yes.
Sylph.
12.
Oh, okay, so several people here on 12. Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Dex is +3.
Bruce, what's your dex?
+1.
Sylph, you're going on 13. What's XP's dex?
+5.
They're going on 14. TJ.
17.
Pez, did I get yours? 22?
Yes.
So Pez 22, Kaz 20, TJ 17, XP at 14, Sylph 13, Roos at 12, and then the Drone Operator and the Strict Security are actually really low down. As in this moment, you get control of this guy's mind. He does take a shot, so I'm going to take the shot as he kicks this off, as he takes a step into the room, and your command was stop anybody coming in any further at all costs. So,
At least it's not one of us coming down the stairs.
Imagine. Friendly fire.
that's a natural 1.
Oh, no.
Anyone want to spend a quest stick for me? No? Alright.
Absolutely not.
How about no?
How about no? I didn't declare a full attack. Don't come any closer! And they then take a knee, and that's their main action. They will then spend a swift action as the drone, and a small compartment opens up underneath it. You see this barrel come out. They're going to make a full attack with the drone.
Well.
How long do you control that?
He's got to keep doing this for 24 hours until we've got through and passed peacefully.
24 hours.
Yeah.
We've not passed peacefully.
No,
I mean,
but he's
that's
got
a
to
19 plus. That's going to hit.
the thing until such time. I did panic there at the end because it's
6
level
points.
worse. Already.
Piercing damage.
Oh,
Second attack. Misses, even with the -4 on both of those. One of those hits, one of them doesn't. As it goes, and 2 rounds go off. Top of the round, as that has now kicked everything off. Pez, you're up. As you are currently prone behind these crates.
so with first, I'm going to get Bear to take her action. Would you say the one coming downstairs is considered helpless if it was like a surprise that Bear came out of nowhere?
No, because helpless means like unconscious, tied up.
That's fine.
You can try and make the coup de grace.
Yeah.
What's the sum on a coup de grace?
Coup de grace. As a full action, you can deliver a special attack called a coup de grace to an adjacent helpless opponent. You automatically hit and score a critical hit. If the target survives the damage, must make a fortitude saving throw or die. However, if the target is immune to critical hits, the coup de grace does not deal critical damage or effects, nor does it force the target to succeed on a saving throw or die.
I guess it comes down to what's helpless.
Yeah, it really does.
I've also looked that up. Like you said, a helpless creature is paralysed, held, bound, sleeping, unconscious, or otherwise completely at an opponent's mercy.
Yeah, they're not. They have just been shot at, so they are aware that something is going on here. No. I love the idea, but I'm going to say no, I'm
Yeah,
afraid.
no, that's fine. Don't ask, don't get. Bear's gonna kind of come to life and do a full attack.
So Bear needs to get up to them first, because bear in mind, you're prone behind there, you're prone behind there. They are taking a step down.
Yeah.
So they are. You still have to get 5-10 feet away.
Yeah. So from getting up from the premise, that's still like half movement.
No, it's a movement action. Start right up. Basically, you're prone. I think Bear's just hunkered down.
Yeah.
Because Bear's obviously a bipedal droid.
Yeah.
So I think that they're not prone.
That's fine. So can Bear? No, I don't think Bear can do a full attack. So I'll just attack with the laser.
Yeah, so you're going for a full attack with the laser?
Yeah. So that's -4, isn't it?
Yes.
12. No, that won't hurt.
12 total?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't hit.
And then a 14.
No, it doesn't hit. So both these from Bear go and just like smash into like the cavern wall. Anything else from Pez?
Pez is going to make his. He's just going to try and get used to the rocket bracer.
Yeah.
He's going to just try.
Tell me this has an area of effect on him. That'd be amazing if it's got splash damage. Tactical nuclear missile launcher.
Nope. Doesn't have anything.
Cool.
As long as it's not an explosive payload. 19.
19 does hit. Oh, KAC. Yep, KAC. 19
That's
KAC.
fine. So that is a D8. So I'll take it out. So that is 9 burning and fire.
Is that B and F? Bludgeoning and fire.
Oh, bludgeoning.
As what's it look like? Because this is the first time you've used this rocket bracer. And it is very much like the
Yeah.
Mandalorian style bracer.
So Pez has got like sort of like mechanic gloves with very much sort of like almost like a ruffle round it sort of thing. Think like Yu-Gi-Oh! When they had the dual. They had the gloves that had the stars in it. It's kind of that. You just kind of see you just see the lights kind of like streak up as it kind of like loads, as it like the lights flick around, and as the last one goes, you just hear a, and it very much like the Mandalorian just
like the
spins
little
out.
birds. And it hits, and it like smashes against this guy's armor. Anything else? I think that's you.
Nope. Back to me.
Cats.
What was that noise?
These cows not able to decide what it was to do.
Does not compute.
We are able to do non-lethal damage, right?
Yeah. Bearing in mind that's with like bludgeoning and stuff like that. If you were like,
Non-lethal gun.
Stabbing.
yeah, if you were like, oh, I'll take an attack with my Vorpal blade, and then you were like, crit, yeah, or like a fireball, or like I think we had it with Calyx when they were trying to use telekinetic thing. It's like, you know what? Actually, you don't have the power to stop something like magic, like a fireball, or like this thing from caving someone's head in. So it depends what you're
Calyx
doing.
tried.
Obviously, you can like do a like I say you could almost do like a cold shot where you'd be like, you know, I'm trying to aim for like legs, arms, and stuff like that. But it is going to make it a bit harder. Plus, if you start doing cold shots, I'm going to start doing cold shots. Shoot him in the head. Nat 20.
God, he really doesn't know. Does he look quite injured right now?
No.
Beefy boy.
He's got like scuff marks on his arm, a little bit of burn to his face, but like it goes off. It's like ugh, and then like has his like rifle ready to go. He looks very well.
It's hard when it's against your own people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're quite right.
Come
I
on,
apologise for
Bruce, get in there. You're up, kid. No. They're just struggling with killing their own kind.
Look at him, he's not fucking giving.
Who's the Archaeology people?
Friends, relatives, I don't care.
The Jedi have no attachments. We'll kill anybody.
Bruce is just said like friends, family, bar mitzvahs.
Attachment leads to fear. Fear leads to hate. Hate leads to ruse.
Bruce leads to wally.
Now my surge, swift action, create my blade. And I'm just gonna burst from the lids of fucking crates that are hiding me right now and
Chaos Town.
I've got no wings to hold me up.
There ain't
Sorry,
no
Gaz.
wings on Kaz.
that's not the moment.
I just had a vision.
God, you got it last week with the chin and the ears, and this week it's with the wings.
And my balls. I'm gonna run towards the guy that's been shot at.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try and make an attack with my blade.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
20 KC.
Hits.
Oh, smutting.
Nice.
That's very tasty.
24 points
Oh, now you look, sir.
of slashing damage.
Non-lethal.
Very
You try to do non-lethal damage. You fucking devour
Hard,
him.
isn't it?
Yeah, so you come like running in. How's the strike look? Bear in mind, obviously they're above you on the stairs. They have this rifle. You burst out of these crates. What then happens? You don't kill him, but like you're taking away like half his health.
Is he sort of like next to a wall at the minute? Like,
Yeah, I mean, like-
staircase wall sort of thing. Like
No, so it's like this bit here is just where it's opened up from
Okay,
above,
sure.
and it opens up into things. So he's like not even like fully in. He's like crouched down slightly to get that shot. So he's just come down from the other door.
I think I'll like just to kind of like charge at him, like sort of elbow up, like pin him against the wall and just run him through with a blade.
Yeah, clip part of the stomach like past the armor, and like looks up at you. It's like the blade retracts.
And then I'll sort of just like stare at him and just sort of say, "You should have stayed away." Just leave it alone.
It's really fucking hot.
You tried to bring in outsiders.
Have you seen his feet?
Anything else from Kaz?
And this is...
TJ.
TJ is going to... I know technically you can do it as a move action because of Bab, but I want to use my move action for something else. So I'm going to use it as an action to get out my chorister microphone.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, as my move action, do my gidom on the guy at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna be like, I just want your extra time and your Strix.
So dumb.
So stupid.
So fucking dumb. Don't give her the crit award.
I'm a crit award nominee.
She's just cancelled herself out. No,
So that's going to be a +1 for attack rolls, and I'm also going to spend the resolve point to add that to damage.
that's
as
everybody. Yeah, just collectively,
All
everybody
my
can hear
friends.
it, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, would it be him as well? Yeah.
Just
Yeah, 'cause
say
he's-
to anybody who's classed as an ally.
Yeah.
Well,
so he would get it as well. I think it is. Let me double check
it's
it.
weird.
Let's
'Cause
double check.
what you said is stop anybody from coming in this room at all costs.
it does say you and your allies.
So we pass safely.
Yeah.
So actually, I think that he would
He would be
pass as an
considered,
ally.
yeah.
And more thinking of old XP96 Poppity Pig.
Is he within 60 feet?
I mean, he's above you. It's just whether or not, since you're doing it through a microphone,
Yeah, you'd probably
it
hear
echoes
it.
through the
Yeah.
stone chamber up the stairs, and he is like,
God, how much sound
I
is
am
going
going
to
to
come
give
out
it
of
some
this?
beans.
Just starts throwing some runner beans down.
So yeah, so everyone gets a +1 to attack rolls and demo. And that's my turn.
XP96 is next.
Come on, Potty Ping.
Beams.
Beans up inside you.
Oops.
What's his movement speed, please?
A billion. Fucking where is it? 40.
So easily gets to here, which is just behind this guy.
Yes!
And I'm like, got him sort of pinned up against the wall.
So like, he comes behind him. He's like, threat detected. Get in there. And he just puts his arms around him and just suplexes.
Yeah!
Make the attack roll, please. This is going to be his, basically his unarmed
melee.
strike.
+1.
It's going to hit no matter what. Just don't roll a nat 1.
Yeah. 27.
You want to roll some damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, +1.
It's only 16. There's a bit of burn. No, that's the range. 24. 24 points of pure bludgeon.
Is he just like, he goes to like fully suplex him, you can't get him like prone or anything like that, and he just smashes him into the ceiling as this guy's like head like smashes, and then he just like throws him down. This guy like goes down to one knee, looks like properly on the edge of death.
Oh.
I told you I'd already searched this room. That's the end of his go because he's not activating his haste circuit just yet. Only one attack. No Swifty. That's going to be the end of Poppity Ping's go. Sylph!
Question.
Hello.
Since hiding up in the top, the middle floor, the ground floor, how long has it been?
Probably at this point, Roos is like just on the back end of the. That's actually nice. Let's just say the invisibility's gone at this point. Probably like 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Move, get out from under table.
Hello.
So obviously it's a movement just to stand up, or
Yeah.
you can crawl 5 feet.
Yeah, just standing up. So the Strix that's just got suplexed.
Yep.
Has he been like fully like flipped backwards,
No,
or is
so-
he still in the room?
Because it didn't fully take him out, he basically like hit the ceiling and then was just like dropped in front. So he's still in that position between Kaz and XP. You can't see XP, but you hear him. But you can just probably make out from where you are, he will have partial cover.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to go for him. I'm going to spend a resolve point to use harmful spell, which is a feat.
Yep.
So basically adding half my level is damage. Still gonna go for him.
That's massive, by the way, in Starfinder, being able to add like half your level in damage.
Yeah. And I'm going to use Greater Tripod Beam. So 3 cards come out, like a little Gatling kind of shape.
Gambit over here.
Oh, it's shit.
Oh, shit.
So it's plus, and then plus the 1 from you.
Yeah.
So it's a 17 to hit.
With the partial cover, I'm afraid their AC goes up to 19. Is it just the 1 attack and then it's 3 damage, or is it attack per?
It's attack and it's all 3 of them. So
I'm afraid
it's
with that
some-ish.
It's not going to make it. It's like the like card disperses, the magic goes out and like just smashes into like the bit of like ceiling that's just covering like the top part of their body.
Yep.
Anything else from yourself?
Nope, that's everything.
So it's the guy who's been tamed, and then the guy coming down the stairs.
Yes.
I'm going to go straight for the one at the stairs. If my movement will allow me to.
Emerging from med blanket.
So you would get to about there. Again, because of the angle that it is, you only basically have like this window like this where you can see as they've gone to one needle, like the bottom part of their body. So they are going to get partial cover from yourself.
Is that all my movement?
No, that's about as far as you can get from there to there because they're blocking the stairwell.
Oh, I see, right, okay, yeah.
Stab him in the ankles.
You physically can't get close to him as it is anyway.
What about if I fly?
It doesn't matter. It's like, so literally you have come to here, Bear's right here, Kaz is here, he's in this space,
okay, yeah.
so you cannot get any further anyway.
Maybe I'll kill the tame one. No, I
I mean, you can get the attack on him, it's just going to have a plus 2 to his AC.
Yeah. Plus 1 for the thing. So that is 25 to hit.
I mean, yeah, that hits.
Okay. Fine. 2d6.
I don't think you can't kill him here.
Plus that, then, too.
28 damage.
Okay,
His
how do
legs.
you... What happens when you kill this guy?
I'll get creative with this.
You're attacking from below.
I want to get creative.
Like he's walking down the steps.
Let's get creative.
Maybe like
Green is not a creative colour.
maybe like I just come into the scene and he's still walking down, but all you see is his like legs because he's completely severed at the mid-waist. So you don't know where the top half is. It's still upstairs.
XP still
Holding on to him.
Yeah. So his legs just go.
Everyone loves the street scenes.
Hey,
Because you have played to what Bruce does, and I also really love that you can have a cred stick.
Sweet.
As These two are like, what's it like killing your mates? It's hard, and you just come straight fucking in and do it. I love it.
Kaz, there's a spare pair of legs.
You literally watch. Bruce flies across, the invisibility is completely gone, the sword goes through and slices, retracting just before it hits Kaz. Kaz, your sword completely comes clean. Poppy goes, oh, I didn't think I pulled that hard. And you watch as there's like down, and entrails just down the stairs as this guy is fucking done.
Well.
I got kids.
Henchman service line, yeah, we'd like to let you.
It's 2 days
He's
to
just
my
the local
retirement.
Bobby.
His retirement plan was so good.
He was off the force in 3 days.
He was going on holiday.
He just stayed the extra week just to train the new guy.
He was going to propose.
It's tough when they make light of your trauma, isn't it?
The drone operator, like, brings the pistol back down and is just like watching the stairwell.
He's going to keep watching that until we've passed peacefully, so what do we want to do here?
Move on then.
Do we take the body and hide it?
Can we just throw it down the tube? There's no water.
It's not
There's no water.
Why?
Yeah, but the water's going to come through it at some point, Pez. Oh, to contaminate the
I
water
agree
with a
with
dead body.
Pez.
Can I just make a steel coffin?
I'm keeping you in initiative for the time being.
Okay.
I think we need to make
He basically spends his whole turn to fight defensively. He
Yeah.
will hold his ground and watch that stairwell for anybody coming closer
Shit,
into
if
the
B
room.
comes down,
Med team, right?
we need to go
That's going to be...
and tell the lady that she needs to make us the bad guys here for a second to
Strict
get her out.
security. Doesn't do anything. He dies. Pairs at the top of the round. What would you like to do? And like, well, at this point, because he's going to stand ground, XP is clearly coming in further. And whether you all shout like "stop, don't come any further," or if you're like, you know, I'm going to keep this in turn order, but you can tell he's coming down the stairs.
I think Pez is probably like, book it! And just gonna almost like try get round Roost to try and go up the stairs while telling Poppy Ping like, we need to go.
Okay, so you move this way and start running up the stairs. You would have to get it from prone because you haven't done that yet.
No.
Then spend action instead of movement.
Yeah.
To basically climb over. I mean, even then, you would still only get
Yeah.
to just past Kaz. Okay, I'll go back upstairs. Didn't move until their turn.
Yeah.
My turn, is it?
Yeah.
I was just thinking that guy's not going to believe that hasn't been. No way that goes. He's just found us under the house.
Do we need to?
We held Azalin hostage. She had no choice.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, in theory, he's also got on a drone camera that we've just laid his friend out.
We should probably deal with the drone camera.
As much as I hate to say it, I think we dispatch of him.
Yeah.
Easy.
He's a loose end.
Bruce is like, easy.
Rose, we've talked about this.
Or just go on one count and annihilate him in one go.
It is a doable thing.
I want to talk to you for a second.
Bruce, would you mind? To be honest.
Of course.
I already feel bad for stabbing one of my own head.
Yeah. Stays with you, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Come to my moon.
And I'll meekly go.
To my moon.
Kill each other all the time. It's a national sport.
Roost fighting.
Yeah, I'll just...
You get
Cool.
used to
I will
it.
meekly go upstairs, sort of feeling sorry for myself,
I
and
will
feeling
follow,
sorry for TJ as well.
follow Kaz and just like,
I know really initiative.
yeah.
and all, but yeah.
Yeah. But that's what we're doing on our
I'll make my way out.
Sorry. I hadn't adjusted this guy's health at the start of the fight to put it where it should be. There you go. So, what are you doing on your turn?
I'm going to go up to the main level. 30-foot movement, wherever that'll take me.
So yeah, realistically, leading over here. And at this point, you notice that Azalin has come downstairs and is like wide-eyed.
Things went awry. Treat us as the bad guys from now on. When the rest of the team get here, we'll be gone by then.
Just wait a minute. Don't go just yet.
We're running out of time. What is it?
It's more a case if you leave now when you've been seen. I'm just saying maybe we wait and this all blows over.
But the medical team are coming.
Not down there, they're not.
True.
If this droid of yours can act as security around the plaza, maybe that will give it some face.
We can't need him, really, don't we?
While you rest here or while we sort out what's happening. I'm just saying,
Okay.
you don't need to rush. Like, I'm happy to let you stay. You've helped Krieger.
Well, we also just killed 2 security officers in your basement.
And you see a wince.
I know.
I know.
She knows.
But no, have they called him back up or?
He's
I
gonna know.
don't. Not that I know of.
So there's no rush. Let's just think about this. Whatever happens, I'm implicated.
Yeah, you're right.
Next up,
Yep.
TJ.
Moxie to stand up as
There you go.
and I'm gonna follow Kaz up the stairs as
Or
far as I can get.
Just behind Paz.
I'll use my whole thing to might as well in front of
And
Melly.
I think like you hear the back end of that, like I'm still implicated here. Just wait.
Okay, you good? You good, bro?
Yeah.
XP
Yeah.
Yeah.
turns around, walks through. It's like
Coffee.
Oh my god.
It's cheap fresh.
Ooh.
now we're all in this room.
Now we're all implicated together.
Every time he speaks.
Move. I don't like being bunched up.
Is he still holding onto the top half of the body?
No, he just drops it on the stairs. Like when he realised that there's like, I didn't realise I pulled that hard. Drops it, turns around, just walk past him, and just walks up the stairs, walks over here. His bottom half is just covered in like viscera. And he's like, just picks up a carrot and just like looks
We
at
should
it.
clean him off before we send
Puts
him
it
out
down.
to patrol.
Oh, actually, no, you told him to turn around and come back up, so that's what he would have done. Sylph.
Move around the table so I'm not in cover.
This way?
If I'm in view of him.
Oh, I mean, so this guy here, you would have, because you're also touching the cover, so you've got complete line of sight on him.
Cool.
It's only the guy on the stairs that had, like, the ceiling that was protecting half of him. This guy's a free-for-all.
Just give a nod to Roos.
Bruce is turning around like,
Same thing as last round, resolve point for harmful and attempting.
Do it.
Come on. Yeah, so that is. Well, that's going to be an 18.
hit.
Yeah.
Slightly higher AC on this one. Is an 18 for him.
It is 3, isn't it? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 acids. 1, 7, 13 electricity. 4,
Right.
10, 15 fire, then plus 4 damage. I'll put the extra 4 on. I'll try and make it quick on him. I'll do the extra 4 on electricity.
So this guy is like, as these like cards like turn into energy, like into like the back of his head, his back. It starts just going absolutely haywire. Does it state on there that if he's attacked, he gets to make another save?
Doesn't say
No,
anything about
I
that
think
at
it is
all.
just.
It just
how
is,
it's just
yeah.
a 24-hour thing.
Yeah.
Maelstrom.
And he's just like, you can go.
Please!
Like he's trying to like, he's like, no, you can pass peacefully.
Are you going to talk?
Peace was never an option.
He doesn't respond to that because his command is to just let you guys pass peacefully. He's like, pass peacefully.
Please!
He's in NPC mode.
Yeah.
He is in NPC mode. So you've you don't need to move. So you just use your action. Did you use your movement to do the
I was
enhanced?
an adventurer like you.
No, it's a resolve point to
Cool.
spend.
So you can still move,
Enhanced.
or you can wait there and absolutely devastate this guy with Roos.
Go on.
I'm gonna. My move action is. You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's Roos.
I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just kidding. I can do it.
No witnesses.
Yeah.
You move up.
Such a smart, handsome young man. Nice uniform. Let's take a little off the top. 15 to hit.
Oh, it's a miss.
Plus,
No, not on that one.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
As like
Missed!
Darken it.
he's like, wait. No, he wouldn't even say wait. He just kind of like dodges it.
You can pass peacefully.
Yeah.
Maybe he like trying to let me pass as I'm trying to fucking take his arm.
Yeah, I think he doesn't know what's happening here. So he like takes a step to like sort of let you move around him, and you're like, don't move.
Stay still, I'm trying to kill you.
I think the drone operator. He takes a 5-foot guarded step back, then takes a knee, and then points his like pistol back at the stairs, and then commands the drone to also watch the stairs. Strict security's dead. Pairs, I'm assuming you carry on up, or are you?
I'm gonna carry up, but I'm gonna tap on the comms pad for Bear to finish it.
Cool. You move on up, and Berry Boo.
It's gonna make a full attack.
Yeah, they would have partial cover from Bear because of all of the things that. I know you're both engaged in it. Mm-hmm. Sorry, we'll call it standard because you're both touching the cover. So
No, 12. With a nat 20 for a 30.
So I mean, max your damage and then roll again.
Oh no, that's a D12. I'm trying
That's
to
the sound of the cannon.
Bow wow. 28. 3. That's 10 plus 16. And then on a crit, it's 1d6 burn damage.
I've always said to Azadin, just wait till everything calms down.
And we've got d6, I can't get mine out of the. 5
That was weak.
burn
I'm sorry.
damage. So
Yeah.
you just see Bear kind of like hum, and you just hear Pez go, stand clear. Literally just very nonchalantly. Yep, clear. And just very much you just hear a thunk, almost like you hear like a rail gun. This like electric bolt just comes firing through, and you just see it hit his chest, and it's kind of that moment of it's hit his chest, and it's like this, and then on the wall it's like that, where it's taken like a little bit out.
What's the total damage?
So that was 16, and then 5 burning damage, so that's...
Did you max and roll again on the damage?
Yeah, and then I got another 8.
Yeah.
29.
So it is enough. 26 health they had left. It's like you just through them.
And behind on the wall there's like a laser print where it's kind of cut through like a chunk of the rock. You've got an annex.
It adds to his list of things to do. Give a talk on overkill. When and where to use and not use.
In this moment, you put them down. The drone stays active, and it's still just like, but the operator is down. The three of you that are upstairs, you come upstairs and you see like XP is like just putting down a carrot. These two are like, you know, they see Azalin who is around the corner and she's like just coming around. She's like, just don't rush. Like we can. You've helped me. We can. I'm sure sort something, but if you start running now, I think more security is going to get called in.
Can I do a sense
I
motive
was
on
going to say
that?
the same, yeah.
Yes, you absolutely can.
I want to trust her.
14.
29.
That one.
You just done a little bit of trauma.
Yeah.
It's an 18 on my dice for either a bluff or diplomacy, and you completely believe her. She is fearful, she is tired, she has like these wide eyes of someone who has been caught in the middle of something, but is like, we just need to think for a moment, let's not rush.
Alright. We're not going to rush. We're going to take a beat. We're going to sort it all get our spirits in order. Pez is downstairs taking care of.
You just hear him like kind of look at his pad, and you just see it, kind of, and the hologram pops up, and you just see him on the floor, like yes.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of seeing it.
No, but you shouldn't have
I just
to.
hate the fact that it happened.
Yes. Sucks, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
True, but we don't know what's happening here. And all I know is that there's something wrong here. You have helped Krieger.
Yes. We want to help you all.
I believe you.
So I'm sorry that you've been dragged into all this.
Very sorry.
It is what it is.
Right, we need to deal with the drone.
We need to deal with Poppy Pingles around with blood on it.
We'll clean him off. Can you do anything about getting the drone offline? Kid it?
I mean,
So she runs behind the
it was
counter.
something I was going to do while there is get the console
Okay.
from the
Nice.
drone and give it to Pez.
So she runs straight behind, like to where the counter is, reaches behind, grabs some cloths, and just starts like rubbing down. And like it's just someone in a panic, just like trying to clear blood off them and stuff. Downstairs, obviously the dust settles, and this body is just like lying on the floor. The stairs are a slippy mess.
Kneel down, pick up the console, and be like, "You're right. He was quite handsome.
Was.
Oh well. Shame."
No, he's fuck ugly.
I give Roos like a pat on the shoulder, and then I just come upstairs.
Okay, so you have the data
drone
pen, which also
console.
controls the drone, and you can see that like it's got scanning, and then you can see that it has a live feed on the camera. And you can see the infrared. It's not feeding to like a live stream on the mainstream. It's just to him, and then he obviously then called in the other member of the team. Whether they got a message out to anybody else, you don't know at this point. I don't think you were party to that particular things that were happening with Kaz. You come upstairs and you see whoever clearing XP and whatever these guys are doing. Roos, what are you doing?
Take it I'm still downstairs.
Yeah, unless you want to come up. You know,
Yeah,
at this point,
I'll
we're out of
come up.
initiative.
Yeah, I'll come up.
Yeah, so you
Hey
can
guys.
join them all upstairs. And you find yourselves in this room where, like, people out on the plaza are, like, starting to, like, look around.
I got it.
No, these are good people. Just give me a second, let's clear the blood off the droid, and then I think I'll be able to talk to people. Just calm.
I'll give you 7 seconds.
Is he being serious?
No.
He likes to joke.
Right.
Yeah, no
You
joke.
right?
I'll give her a hand with cleaning off Popty Kane and...
It doesn't take long. He's just like, I don't mind.
No, we
Not
know,
about that.
but...
It's the image.
Yeah, we're going to have you looking your best.
Yes, you want me outside patrolling.
Yes. Doing good bluffs.
Drop the console with you.
I'm going to take the console.
Yeah.
I'm going to attack. I'm going to wipe the bit where it found TJ.
Yeah.
And just kind of put in a infrared scan of one of the other rooms, but kind of change it.
Yeah.
I want to do just the thing and put a software imp in the drone.
Lovely. So, have you got the credits?
Yes.
Have you got the resolve?
Yes.
Then you absolutely can.
So yeah, Poppy Ping's going to get this. It's going to be put into him, so they can't just take it off. But if it comes off him, the imp software activates into the drone.
You're putting a data pad on to XP to give him control of a drone.
Yeah, why not?
It's a Tamagotchi.
Getting my pet a pet.
This could
Sorry.
not go wrong.
Why do I need this?
To act the part of security. Plus, you have a friend.
Okay. And yeah, you. What's the imp going to do? Because I think that is it a
So,
set thing or is it a?
A software imp is not true consciousness. It is perverse and illegal AI. Software imps come almost like a memory stick isolated from a system.
USB.
When installed, the user unwittingly knows and gives it more access. So when it comes off, it needs computer check to remove it, but while acting, the imp is unhelpful as possible to anyone attempting to use the system. It doesn't ignore commands, but it takes those commands in the worst possible way. So think of like a monkey's paw.
Yeah.
No matter what controls you give it, it will kind of be like, oh, okay. It's like, go survey that area. It'll be like, okay. And it'll just stare at a wall, for example. I'm surveying the area. You didn't tell me to do like a 3 scan.
Okay. So you have access to the datapad. It's already unlocked and open, so it's not hard to install this software in. And that's just if somebody else tries to take it off them, yeah?
As soon as it leaves or it gets touched by something other than poverty ping,
Yeah, I mean...
just to cause more of a distraction.
That's good.
What is your name? And he like taps the drone and it like bobs in the air. It doesn't respond.
Oh, do I give it personality at the same time?
Maybe later.
And
Maybe
then
later.
He's like,
His eyes light up like...
In the microwave.
Later.
what would you have me do?
Patrol the area.
Yeah.
Act the part of security, just keeping the peace, making sure that everything is.
Maybe beat some people around a
No,
little bit.
no.
Look, the people here are good people, and she starts talking to XP. Just make it look the part. I will talk to them. And she like runs out, and XP like comes out first. You see her like run across first to like the hopping pot, where you see her talk to another Strix, and she's like, "Everything's okay. False alarm. Everything is in hand. We have dealt with the matter. Nothing to see here. False alarm." And like starts like, and she starts going around. You see her like, I think they're here to help. And you like start hearing like pockets of conversation, and she starts like darting around all over the plaza. She's like, it's fine, it's fine. Everybody give me a perception check to see how much of a conversation you pick up on.
20.
29.
24.
21.
21.
21. Yeah, I think that 29 being the highest. Yeah, I think that you get the most of it. I think everybody else is worried about like maybe cleaning up or sorting things out, whereas you're like
taking notes for revolutionary purposes.
and that's kind of, I guess, what you start hearing is that like, it's like, look,
Does your ring go off?
Oh, yeah.
no, it doesn't. I am keeping a track of who's in there.
Yeah. Me too.
You do hear the architect.
Okay.
As you hear, it's like, I don't know if I trust this the architect. It's something's not right. These people have come in, but they've helped. They brought Krieger back, and you hear like somebody else being like, "Have they got Ma?" And like, I don't think it's good. Look, if I set up a meeting with them like tonight, or would you come by? And you hear her like going around, and it's like, I think we can trust them. It's fine. Just please. Don't be alarmed, like, it's going to be fine. And this goes on for like sort of like 10 minutes, and she's like darting around this small plaza until eventually she comes back and she's looking sweaty and tired, and XP is just like stood in the middle of the plaza, and then we'll like move over, like look at like, where would he go to? He would go to the dough house. You see him like looking in the window, and then like you see like somebody like poking around the corner. He's like, "Do you eat that?" It looks soft. And then like we'll like move across and like be in there. And you can hear that she's telling people like, "Don't worry about the security robot. It's been reprogrammed by us." And it keeps like moving around and like taking in the scene. And after like sort of 10-15 minutes of her darting around, you see that people start to like go back to their businesses and start going inside, and it becomes a lot quieter, and there is still that tension in the air. There is still, you know, people heard, I mean, probably not as much gunfire because it being in an underground chamber, but there is still commotion, and the fact that some people notice the team come in here and probably haven't come out. But
Oops.
eventually she comes back in, she's like, I think we're safe for now. People are going to say they haven't seen anything. The robot is, I think, going to work. Just, I've invited some of the people that were questioning things over to meet you and talk.
It's fine.
Maybe get to the bottom of whatever is happening here. But we need a space to meet, and I think downstairs might not be an option.
You're quite right about that.
I'm going to go check on Krieger.
Can I just ask, is there anyone you distrust around here that might be willing to rat us out?
I don't know. It's hard to fathom, really. It's only been the past few days that there have been problems starting with this contagion, but also with heightened security, people becoming paranoid and panicked about the lack of water. It is... We don't know what's happening, and fear is running rife. And I think a lot of people would like to get to the bottom of it, but we're not going to achieve anything without a conversation.
Yes.
And she's like, I don't know what's going to happen with that medical team. Have you got access to their comm units? Maybe we can stop it.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
We can certainly make some moves with that.
Yeah. Call them off.
Yeah. I'll
We
use
have enough nods to help.
I'll use the other ones, so it's not then going to trigger the protocol imp. So I'm going to use the other guy's one to be like, stand down.
And it's open and active, and you can see the call out for medical team, and you can belay the order. Very simple to do with just a message. And eventually, you see, well, I say eventually, pretty quickly, Aslin goes back upstairs, and I don't know if you guys follow her or join her, but she's like, you should probably stay out of view. Whether that's downstairs or upstairs, I don't mind, just for now, maybe don't be near windows and doors.
Where's your broom cupboard?
I don't overly have a broom cupboard, but I have some cleaning supplies under the counter.
Grab cleaning supplies and go downstairs.
Yeah, and maybe a few pails of water down the stairs, and
It's like
In
gold dust.
this economy.
yeah, exactly, right?
Cleaning chemicals.
I mean, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And
Needs
did anybody follow her upstairs?
I will.
Yeah, I think I will.
I think when you get up there, you see that like Krieger's like somewhat conscious, and he's trying to like move himself up the bed, and he's like trying to like get out. She's like, no. He's like, I heard trouble. Is everything okay? He's like, no, these people saved you, and they just, I think, saved us. I don't know what's happening, but what happened to you? And he goes on to begin explaining that as they were going down, they were attacked, and that it was the strict security forces with them that attacked them, and that something was wrong. They never even made it to the root works. It was just when they made it through that central chamber that they were set upon. Aslin goes on to talk about how things don't feel right in the city, and nobody's getting enough information. It's just everything's been shut down, and nobody knows what's going on, and the panic is rife. And to go on that there's going to be a meeting later on, but now that she can't use downstairs, she's like, we need to find somewhere. It's like the Undercity. There's a few tunnels, more of the maintenance ones where I would normally do standard checks. They're pretty clear. And he like pulls up like a small little map and points out this area there. He's like, will you be okay? He's like, if something's wrong, I'm coming. It's like, you're really injured. And eventually they argue through, and maybe like an hour, 2 hours pass. And I don't know if you guys use any medical stuff or if you are tending to him, but he does somewhat stabilize and becomes more conscious. He's very weak, but he's like, I'll be fine. I want to be there to say what happened. And this meeting is essentially set up in the Undercity for later that night. In the run-up to that, would anybody do anything?
Other than doing my best to clean downstairs, bodies in the crates, nice and clean.
I can't remember what they're called. It's essentially like a dehumidifier where it takes the atmosphere air and condenses it into water. Because you said it was quite damp down there.
Yeah.
So something to essentially slap bang way of taking the moisture out of that damp air and reusing it into water, like a dehumidifier.
Yeah. I think that sounds like an engineering check to craft something in those few hours. Anything over this side of the table?
I will refine some of my footage
Yeah.
from particularly what we found in Dynatech Penthouse about the links between the architect and Dynatech, and kind of put it together a small kind of propaganda infomercial
Yeah.
to kind of present at this meeting to let people know what we know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kaz would really sort of do much. I think he's going to sort of really lull in his own thoughts for a while. Because he doesn't know what to do next. And usually Kaz has a plan of sorts, but it's probably one of the first times that he's like truly blustered.
I think I'll like sit next to Kaz. Like, so here. If it's any consolation, I enjoy it.
So you can mark your.
Oh my god!
You can take your alignment
he's
and
kinda
you can go
social-
down to neutral.
He's kind of socially awkward. He doesn't really know what to say. He's like, he wants to make you feel better, but he's like, look, I got a bit of fun out of it.
I don't normally play with
Let's not-
alignment, but you can certainly go to true neutral.
Okay, where is this? Where
Yeah. On the corner, hearing this, teacher's gonna be like, "You've really got to do some work. What is going on with this crew?"
Hey, I am a father. I am fine. What am I doing?
Just on your character sheet, just
Yep.
make sure you mark down TN, true neutral. Because I think that you are no longer lawful good.
Where is this?
And I think that that's definitely what's happening to breach
I think it's
whatever's going on inside.
It's creator.
Yeah, if you go
and then
into
you go
your
to
creator,
Just so to bear in mind that,
and then you've got alignment.
Next. Neutral?
yeah, just TN, true neutral.
I'm a mercenary.
Kind of exactly that. And I think
message
this,
about
like,
law.
what was maybe once lawful good has now stemmed into
killing for fun.
that middle line. Whereas if it eventually goes further than that, you could end up in the evil side of things. That doesn't mean that you have to change how you're playing, but that could affect other things if something has something to do with alignment. But I think from that, your alignment's definitely changed.
Okay.
And I think what we see over like a montage of the next few hours, as you would expect to see sunlight coming in through these like vents that open up and mirrors that allow the sunlight to flow through the city into the farming lands and stuff like that. That doesn't come. They remain shut. People come by the shops for
Sparrows.
vegetables and for like baked goods and stuff. But it's not the only shops in the city. It's just this is a well-to-do plaza. However, you do notice that there is a tension still in the air and this palpable atmosphere. People in the shops and businesses are quiet and they're like paranoid and they're looking around. There is a security robot in the middle of the plaza that is just like, everything is fine. We see Kaz like not really knowing what to do, and I imagine like we see that like side on as we see like things moving around in the background of the shop.
He's very much sat on the floor with his back against the wall.
Yeah.
Like, one leg up and he's just kind of leaning on it.
I imagine that's like over here in like the main shop corner, and if somebody comes in, you tuck away to downstairs where we see the cleaning crew just trying to get rid of things and putting things in crates. Until the end of the day comes and people are closing their businesses, and you can see as they're like putting down shutters and closing doors, they're like looking across to each other. Some of them have looks of panic on their face, other ones are like just trying to see who's going to move first. Until Azalin closes her shutter, and you see maybe as one of you help Krieger downstairs. Their other arm is now like completely bandaged and like wrapped up on itself. Their wings are like pretty tussled. But you like help them down. Let's do this. And we fade out on the scene of Aslan, Krieger, and you see like the people like noticing Krieger and being like, you know, they haven't seen this missing team and this is the last survivor. People start coming out of their shops and XP is like, where are we going? And that's where we fade away as we see people moving out of the plaza, maybe using alleys or using side streets to go off to this meeting. And that's where we're going to close down the episode. Thank you so much to everybody who has been watching live, to everybody who is on the podcast, everyone on YouTube. We are going to close down that there. If you are watching live, stick around. We're going to do that Drift Debrief. Or if you're on YouTube, you can become a YouTube member and you can watch the Drift Debrief over there. Otherwise, may those dice gods be ever in your favour, and we will see you all real soon. Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
Bye.